Hello, everyone. Welcome to Table Quests once again, our weekly D&D live stream. Here Wednesdays, 7 p.m. EST, and whatever time that is where you are. I'm not going to do the math. This is session number 7 of our first campaign, Doors and Deities. You can catch up on the previous episodes over on our YouTube channel, Table Quests. You can also see highlights there from our streams, as well as here on the Twitch page. You can find most of our other stuff, our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, our Discord server on Linktree. Some of those things you can find there, some things you can find in the other things that you find there. But if you can find us in one spot, you can find us everywhere else. Special thanks, as always, to Syrinscape for letting us use their sound library, which you're hearing some of now, throughout the night, as well as to Animated Battle Maps on Patreon for providing the animated 3D battle maps you'll sometimes see us use here. Used one of those last week, the final confrontation in the cave. That was a Animated Battle Maps original. So check that out at Patreon Animated Maps. My name is Drew. I am the DM this evening, as well as most other evenings. We've also got John, Kat, Kendra, Mike, and Walt with us. Again, I don't know where I'm pointing. They're somewhere. Their names are under there somewhere. And last week, the 5 of them set out, or rather, they had set out to the city of Yalful, about a week's travel away. However, on their first night on the road in their new carriage, Lyra was pulled away during her watch by the order of the broken sword she keeps at her side, telling her that there was some evil afoot that she needed to deal with swiftly. So she took off. The rest of you were awoken by her leaving and followed, where you found several individuals who had conducted a ritual gone wrong to summon some creature into this plane. You battled the shadows that rose from their corpses, and touching the ritual circle appeared to grant Lyra some sort of strange sight that allowed her to see things that the others could not. You followed the trail of the summoned creature through the woods across another road where an elven family had come into contact with it, helped them right their cart on the road, before finding the creature, a large bat-like, shadowy, smoky animal that had dragged another one of the cultists into this cave, this hollow underneath a tree, where you guys fought it with a close call to your resident sorcerer. Although you were able to banish it, as well as to prevent whatever it was the cultist was attempting to summon there. Although for a split second, Lyra did see a rather disturbing flash of an image before her sight dropped. After that, you guys made your way back to finish your long rests, and that is where we're going to pick up. So you guys
Forgot
have
the most important, which is that Desiel used an entire chronology feature, just to not let a girl cry in peace.
To notice something in his environment. That's all he did was notice something.
Yes.
He used the most woven connected feature to not let a child be sad.
Oh, he let the
No,
let the
most
child
part-
be sad.
Yeah, the child was sad.
Yes.
He didn't
He
do
left her
anything.
alone.
He didn't do anything about that. He just wanted to
Not
see
letting it
that
be
the
sad
child was
by
sad.
itself.
He just took a second glance through time and space to be better aware of his surroundings. That's it.
Yes, precisely. So after that, you guys completed your long rest, and that's where we pick up. It's now the morning
Of day 4.
of day whatever this is. Yep, glad someone's keeping track. And there was some rain the night before, and kind of carrying on a few drizzles into the morning. So the ground is wet. Filled with the scent of a forest after rain. As you awaken and I suppose get back on the road, continuing on your way to the city.
I believe so.
Yeah, excuse me. You know, it was very rainy yesterday, and I believe I'm coming down with a bit of a cold from being so wet and drenched. It's very uncomfortable. But Desiel at some point will take out his 2 little lodestones. He'll take out the one of his lockpicks that seemed to have broken a few days ago. And he will use these 2 little magnetic stones and cast the mending spell to fix the lockpick that was broken on the safe a few nights ago.
Redemption.
Indeed.
That's the kind of character development you can expect to see here.
Tempest will
Luck.
stumble back to camp at some point, drenched, like her robe is just dripping wet because she has nowhere to dry it, but she had to go and wash a bunch of blood off of it. So she just matches the rain now. But she's back and she's happy and bright and good morning, everybody.
Good
Morning.
Morning.
This is lovely weather we're having today. I like the rain. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I feel at my best when I'm mildly damp.
Mildly down.
Okay.
So noted.
That is interesting. Quick question: Do any of us have even the slightest idea of how far away we are from Yathel? Or are we not directionless, but notion of timeless? Do we remember
Distance.
how far it was?
Did they
Time-wise?
say it was? Yeah. What did they say?
Yes, they said it was about a week's journey, and you guys have gone now
Two.
two
To the west,
full days
right?
travel. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
This
Evening of day 2. Went to the master. So we traveled all of day 3 with no issues. Right?
No, this is the beginning of day 3 of travel. There
Okay,
was
I
the
might have
night
lost a
that
day
we
in there.
slept. There was the night that we slept that nothing happened, and on the second night was the night that Kendra decided to take a not Kendra, Lyra decided to take a nightly stroll.
Yeah, so we left the morning of day 3, traveled all day with no issues. I thought, yeah, so we just traveled 1 full day, right? We left the
Yeah.
morning
Yeah,
of
that
day
sounds
3,
right.
traveled all
Yeah.
day with no issues. Amniel took first watch, and Lyra
Exactly.
had the second watch, and that's when
Mhm.
everything went down.
Yeah.
Then we
Correct.
came back and finished our night of
Watches,
day
nights,
3.
yeah.
And so,
Right.
so we're now starting our second day of travel. So,
That is
Right.
correct.
okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. Oh.
Well, I believe we have most of a week. No, we have another 5 or 6 days ahead of us, depending on if we have any other distractions. Clearly.
Shall we
Hopefully
sing
not.
songs to make the time go faster? I read that that's what people do when they travel together.
Have you not traveled with people before?
I mean, I've traveled with people. This is my first time traveling with like a lot of people in one place. Yeah.
Did you usually sing a song when you are traveling with someone else?
The only other person I traveled with, we only sing songs when he drank too much. So, no, I've never sang with like a group of people on lovely travels, adventures. So, it's kind of on my bucket list of
Oh,
things
this
to do.
is
But
true. You and Pep were both members of the circus when we
oh,
met you.
no,
So
it
you
wasn't
used to
Pep.
travel-
Pep is the second person I've met who also drinks a lot in my life. A lot of people drink a lot, actually, I've learned.
Clearly.
I can only imagine why.
I don't know. I haven't gotten clear answers on that one yet. Pep, why do you drink so much?
I like it.
That's
Is it that you
satisfactory.
like it, or is it that you don't like the alternative?
Hey guys, why don't we ask him about his relationship with his mother next?
Something tells me that's not. Something tells me that's not a great idea. Just a feeling. Just throwing it out there. What I do want to ask is who's going to be by the horses? Because I think leaving the horses to carry themselves is going to be a terrible idea.
I maybe could
Leaving the horses
to just.
to
We need to
carry
guide-
themselves?
We need to guide them.
I've always
Oh,
wanted to
horses will
try.
Sure, we can do that. I will, in the meantime, say I think I actually told you this before, but I see that it has been untouched. That cask over there in the inn, I point to the thing that I bought before we left. That is a cask of ale. So be my guest. Not to drink it all at once, Pep. 2 cups per day.
So
Let
should
it
I
last.
Cups.
should I drink?
2 of these, and then I pull out. 2
But
of
that's
these.
2 cups like shared between us, right? So we have to battle to the death for it.
I don't think we're that desperate for rationing. It's just the idea of none of us getting piss out drunk while we might get attacked on the road.
So should I drink
Okay, but
then
like if we have
drive?
desperate battles, option.
Sure, if we need to ration out food, I'll allow you to eat my leg. How about that? Lots of meat, very tall.
It's no fun if you're letting me do it. We'll workshop it. It's fine.
Insight check. What the fuck was that?
Insight check.
Do I get the feeling that she's evil and that she will attack me?
I think we need to have a discussion about consent again.
Yes, I was
Yes,
thinking the same thing. Apparently, our blue friend does not agree with consent.
So for us, 'cause
Holy
that,
fuck!
oh, it's a dat one.
Hey babe, does the stream sound okay at least?
Second.
Does the stream sound okay at least?
There, you glimpse what
But it sounds okay.
undeniably a hint of malice in her eyes, of this manic insanity that she would, as far as you're concerned, she would in a moment consume one of your legs.
He rolled a 1, not a 20.
Turn undead. No, just kidding. She's been turned.
Oh, a 20? Yes. She's kidding.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Lord.
She
Um,
laughs and skips away as Tempest does.
Okay. That was intensely creepy, so I'll be by the horses.
Well, do you know that is the one place that is safe from Tempest?
Oh, that's actually, what the fuck is up with that? Also, what's with the whole horse thing? Is it like did one stomp on you when you were a kid? Did did
You
did
had
one?
the DM. She laughed and skipped off like Tempest does.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're still in the or near the carrot. You're not.
No,
I mean, you can
she's gone.
hear.
The conversation moved to horses. She's gone.
Okay, so Tempest has no answer for you.
Yeah,
She hears
she's
you.
off
It's
in a
obvious.
corner.
She is close enough that she can hear you. She is ignoring.
Do you know, I
She's
asked
off in
her
a corner,
this.
spinning around in really fast circles to try and dry her robe off.
Do you know, I asked her this, was it yesterday, the other day? I don't remember. And she says she has I told that story too many times to be telling it again. And perhaps she will fill us in sometime later. Which indicates that there is indeed a story.
That is fair. I mean, it is kind of boring to have to explain the same thing over and over and over again. But you know, I think sometimes there is a level of weirdness that piques my curiosity, if you will. Um, very well. Shall we go to the horses, Miss Lyra, or are you busy at the moment?
No, I would love to accompany you at the horses. Can we sing songs together as we? Oh.
I'm a terrible singer, but if you would like to put up with my raggedy ass voice, be my guest.
I would love to.
Okay, sure. As we begin to walk forward, I'm going to take a little bit of take a small feather that I keep knotted around my belt, and I'll very gently float, put the feather in front of Lyra, and I'm going to cast Enhance ability with Owl's Wisdom, so she has advantage on all wisdom checks.
Okay.
Thank you. I probably need that.
Yeah. So at the moment, the horses are not hitched to the wagon. They're off to one side, just lazily chewing on some grass. So yeah, so make a as you step up to kind of try and bring them over and hitch them to the carriage, make an animal handling check.
Both of us, right?
At advantage. No, just you.
Oh, just
I'm
me, sorry.
watching.
Yeah,
Okay, oh, here we go. At advantage.
at advantage. 11. One of them goes pretty easily with you, and you know it seems much more amenable. But then you go to grab the other, and it pulls at you. You gotta pull a little bit harder, and it does come with you, but as it does so, shakes its mane out, and the droplets of water that remained in there from when it was raining just smack you in the face.
Thank you.
And as
Well
she's
done.
doing that, I begin singing, I'll take my horse to the old town road.
No.
You take 86 points of psychic damage as we get immediately demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So thank you for that. We're going to have to bleep that.
Somebody steals our money?
Yes, an entire horde of concert goers sweeps through, taking all of your money.
Please don't.
It wasn't me, Tempest. I didn't demonetize you.
Little do they
Desiel will
know.
be sitting on the back of the wagon, reading, perusing this new spellbook he found last night.
Okay. I'd like to do that. Lovely. You can find. Pull this up real quick.
You can tell me the spells later if we have other stuff going on.
Oh no, it's fine. I just want to double check something really quickly. I have. So there are 3 spells in particular that you are able to pull pull from this book. As I said, a lot of the pages are damaged. Some are kind of scratched out or torn. But you're able to pick out 3 spells. Identify, Chill Touch and Alter Self are the three
Okay.
spells that you're able to copy from this book, if you'd like to copy them into your own.
Very good.
Those are at least the spells you're able to find that are legible.
Understood. Thank you very much.
While me and Lyra are finishing up or Lyra and I should say, are finishing like putting the reins on. Well, not tying up the horses to begin the day's travel. I'm gonna be like, would you mind if I ask you a quick question?
You can ask me anything.
Sure. Is there a particular reason you can choose not to answer? But is there a particular reason why you just wander off alone? Aren't you a bit scared that, because like if none of us had heard you, could have been in trouble?
This is a very good question. A great question deserves a great answer. So for you, I have this. Was it the smartest thing to do? Probably not. Am I the smartest girl in the world? Probably not. So, sometimes when I hear a call in the night, I have to follow.
That is fair. I actually don't think it was a stupid idea. I was just concerned that you were going off by yourself. It's I don't want to patronize you, much less be rude in any way. My concern was not, oh, little girl going off alone. My concern was those people were fucking weird. Honestly, those weird people, things, creatures, whatever the fuck those were really weird. And
Is this a safe space? Can I tell you a secret? Secret. Not really a secret.
well, of course you can. I can keep it in confidence.
I did kind of see after we defeated that weird creature and that woman in the cave, I did kind of see like a dragon head and it disappeared. I don't really know what that meant, so it was really good that you guys were there, so hey, it all worked out. Safe space, remember, safe space.
No, if you'd like, I can keep it in confidence. I'm just trying to process it. Wow. Okay, that is peculiar.
I don't know if it was friendly. Maybe it was a friend though. That's why I kind of kept it to myself at first because I was trying to process. Because it kind of like had this look in its eyes of like potentially friendship, maybe. Anything could be a friend if you try hard enough. So I don't know.
Well, that is a great way to view life, I guess. But I don't think that should be your base level instinct. If me, having been around for, well, not too long, but a bit longer than you, I believe, I know that people can be really shitty. People, things, creatures. But of course, you shouldn't distrust them in base instinct. But I do believe we should always keep our guards up a little bit. It helps. It makes it hurt less when people fuck it up.
This is good advice. And I'll take out my notebook and make some notes about this conversation.
No, it was just that I was worried, just like I am a bit worried by how a little frazzled we were after last night's fight. I think we need a bit of levity for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. So you guys finish getting the horses prepared and hitched up. And so if you guys would like, you are fully prepared to continue down the road.
Let's do it.
rickety is our carriage?
Sorry.
How rickety is our carriage? Like while it's traveling?
I mean, it's fairly well constructed. Like there's nothing that's breaking or falling apart. It is rather big, so it doesn't deal well with the bumps and whatnot in the road. It kind of there's a lot of rattling and shaking. It's not supremely comfortable to be in there, um, but it's not in danger of falling apart anytime soon. If that's what you're asking.
It wasn't for falling apart. It was Tempest was going to attempt to like draw while we're going, but I can only see that going amusingly. So instead of just using a pencil, she's going to pull out paint and just start like attacking her sketchbook, and it's going to be abstract. But you know what? That's okay.
Okay, yeah. So make me first a performance check, and then an acrobatics check.
Okay.
1 to see how well you're going to paint this, and 2 to see how well you can keep your balance.
This is gonna be
So
fun.
you are perfectly able to imagine in your mind the thing you want to draw. And actually, it doesn't turn out too bad. You're kind of able to.
She has a pretty fabulous finger painting of like the cave from yesterday going. The Gloomstalker looks minorly horrifying. It's just like a black blob, but you know, it's possible.
Better than like a hand turkey version,
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah, and you reckon that, or at least in your mind, that could be worth something. If you find the right person to sell it to, you've got a winner.
And you could say that it's one of its kind, and that it's kind of like a non-financial trinket.
It's
You can
certainly
call it
not.
an-
It's certainly not in any way, I would say, fungible. You couldn't use this as money.
but it is
So
a
it's-
sort of a trinket, or an NFT, if you will.
Yeah, you can
That's
cut it into a little bit of a circle, and it could be a non-fungible token of sorts.
Yes, exactly.
That's
I
so
love it.
weird, guys. Tempest was healed, but suddenly all the damage from yesterday is back.
All psychic damage.
It can only be purchased with Electrum.
That's everywhere.
I hate
most
you all.
viable of all currencies.
That is, of course, to announce our partnership with.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
We're launching NFTs.
Imagine.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't tell you guys about this. We're hawking cryptocurrency now.
Mm.
All of your character art is being replaced with Bored Apes.
Oh,
So sorry about
Oh
that.
no.
That's a good point.
No.
Why does Beyond 20 only have gold and silver and copper, and there is no electrum?
Because honestly,
They don't
who
believe in
has
the
ever
they
used
don't believe in the blockchain.
Guys, something has come up suddenly. I actually can't make today's stream. I'll see you guys maybe in like 10 years after I've
That's
regained
fair.
all of my
That's
sanity
fair.
that's just scattered in the wind.
Okay, I'm done.
That is
I'm done
absolutely
now.
awful. Quick question, Dungeon Master.
Yes.
How, like, do we see movements in the road? Like every few hours we come by someone, or is it like deserted, or is there like lots of movement? How often do we pass by?
It's not very often. I would say about once every couple hours, you'll pass somebody, or a small group a small lighter group will pass you with smaller horses. So there's occasional movement down the road. It doesn't seem like this is the main thoroughfare, um, but occasionally you will pass by people.
I will keep
Whenever
a mental
someone-
note of like Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, whenever someone passes by, I'm gonna like stare them down and just say, "Keep moving, important business." I just want to like
Before
make
she
us seem
does
very official.
Whilst Tempest scares off everyone, I would like to like keep note of people that pass by, seeing if I notice anything that might relate to absolutely anything. If I see someone that we maybe saw in the town that could be following us, one of those henchmen of the short one, anything. I'll just be keeping an eye out while we travel. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's the intention.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
All right.
You clock them, I'll traumatize them.
Yes,
What?
every single person you've met thus far is coming for you and they want to kill you. That's what that says.
Hmm.
I suddenly feel the need for a 10-foot pole. That's a 3.5 joke. I'm
Excuse
sorry.
you.
It's a joke about former editions of Dungeons and Dragons, especially like first and second.
Look at John. He's true. He's the true TTRPG player.
No,
Real
people
game.
play. They know
Real
the
gamer.
10-foot pole joke.
Look at me, I was sentient 2 decades ago.
Yeah, totally. I was most of the time.
Ooh, ooh.
Anyway,
Now, if you guys come across any ill-tempered goblinoids, you'll need a 39.5-foot pole. And that's my joke. No, the Grinch.
just
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole, and so on and so
Yeah.
on. Love that. Love that movie. Love that song. Anyway.
like the
It
Jim
is
Carrey
good.
movie.
It's just that
Oh no, the
Okay.
way older
Okay.
one, the
All right,
old
just making
animated
sure.
one.
Just making sure.
The Jim Carrey one is great, but not quite as good as the original. Right. So through the morning, the carriage
So-
continues unimpeded, with Tempest scaring away or attempting to scare away everyone who passes by, and they'll giving them a once over or a twice over. And you don't come across anybody that you recognize from the town. You're a good bit away now, so it's unlikely that unless someone was following you, that they'd be on the same path. And so your morning.
I think I want to make up increasingly ridiculous important business that we're doing. Like, I'll start off like, we're on important government business, and then like rush cake delivery for polyamorous wedding. What else can we be doing? Circle
I was
of
gonna say,
round
come on, if
for the
it's
kid's birthday
increasing,
party.
we need a
We've got to list at least 8 more things.
8 more things. Okay.
I'll let you think about it. I'll let you think about it. So around midday, at some point, you guys take a little bit of a break to eat and to just kind of stretch your legs, as it is a very bumpy ride. And then throughout the afternoon, again, nothing. Just as you continue towards now the sun, as it begins to tinge the sky orange.
Teacher.
Yes.
I'd like to study the 2 fist-sized Obsidian Stones that I acquired last night, just to see if they mean anything to me. The ones from the summoning circles.
Believe you only found one. The
One
other
was bloodied. Okay. My note
No,
says
that's
2
right.
fist-sized
That's right.
obsidian
Yes,
stones,
yes,
one of which
yes,
is bloodied.
I'm sorry. Yeah, bloodied. Right. Yeah. So make a investigation or Arcana.
There it is.
13. As far as you're really able to tell, they're just regular rocks. Although they are shining black, um, almost like glass. Although there don't seem to be any special markings or cut in any particular way. So as far as you can tell, they were conduits or components in whatever spell was cast. There doesn't appear to be any inherent power in the stone itself,
Cool.
at least not anymore.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That was the
You're
thing I
fine.
wanted to do.
If there's anything anyone would like to do, just let me know before we move through.
I would like to know if anyone ate from the meat or drank from the ale, because I need to keep track of that shit, because I had the god awful idea of buying it. So are you guys eating from your rations or from the meat that we bought?
Dezio will certainly have some meat. He's going to wait until later to have some ale.
I want some community meat as
Sure.
well.
Alrighty. So we had 35 days worth servings. So I'll say that 3 of us ate. So we have 32. I will also.
So it wasn't 35 days worth of servings for the 5 of us? It was like 35
It
individual
was
days?
7 days for the
Okay.
5 of us.
7
So
days
30
over 5 of you.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
I mean, if you want to split it into 2 meals a day
Sure, yeah.
for the 5 of you over 7
Nothing.
days,
It's all good.
yeah,
I will eat my day's worth of rations over the course of the day and the evening.
there
Yes.
you go.
Thank you.
And so Desi will go over to Amnail at some point, and he'll pull out some ashes from a pouch. He'll pull out a handful of ashes and a little bundle of raven's feathers and be like, "Do these mean anything to you? Spell components, perhaps." I guess I should do an Arcana check to see if they mean anything to me.
Raven's feathers and ash.
Guide me.
Should I make also another
Donate.
check to see if that's remotely useful to me?
Yeah. So, Desiella, with that, you can definitely tell that these are most likely, the way they are set up, they are most likely spell components used in ashes or used in quite a few different spells. And it's not anything you'd specifically recognize. Amnail, if you'd like to make one as well, you may.
I would like to do something else also. Do they look? I'll ask it. Those were the ones that were at the cavern or at the weird rock things.
These they belong to the old woman, the woman who was casting the circle, the one that the bat apparently dragged through the wilderness and half killing her on the way.
Do they look?
They were
weird?
components of spells. I do not know which spells they were.
Yes, but my I guess you could say fear is that those things have brought traces of whatever it is that thing was. Just because.
they're
Do you have
simply
10 minutes
components.
to kill?
Do I have what?
10 minutes to kill?
Certainly, we are taking a break, letting the horses graze, and
Awesome. I will ritual cast detect magic. To
assuming I know what you're casting, I will also pull out the antler-handled dagger and lay it next to the little pile of ashes and raven's feathers that I put on the ground in front of him.
Cool. You got a dagger last night?
It was a very ornately carved dagger with an antler handle.
Okay, I definitely do not trust that. After I'm through with this, give me another few minutes. But I'll first cast detect magic. And does anything like
Acting shifting or
He just finds things.
There isn't any particular spells or anything like that around the components, although there is a slight glow around the dagger, and I'm not sure how this...
It would
Huh.
be enchantment. If it is anything that improves the weapon in any way.
Okay.
probably
Yes,
enchantment,
the faint pink glow of enchantment around the dagger.
which to me means shit because I have a -1 intelligence.
Yes, if you'd like to make, I will amend, rather than an Arcana check, a History or Religion check. See if you recognize anything about the feathers and ashes.
I'll
Any
take a
significance
religion check.
there.
It's not great, but it's better than the rest of those. Oh, oh
10.
shit.
Well, ravens. There's one very clear parallel with ravens. One very significant thing about ravens, one connection, and that is to the widely in some parts of the world, worshipped goddess of death. That would be the Raven Queen. Although nothing more specific than that you can recall.
Desi will mumble while you're doing your stuff. You're like, I know you use feathers, but they don't appear to be owl's feathers. I mean, I can use them. I need some more little tiny darts, but I can use them. I simply do not know what she used them for. They were not for the spells that I could decipher from her spell book. These did not partake.
Sure. I don't know. There is something weird about the feathers. Not necessarily weird, but I don't know. I think I might. Do you mind if I keep them?
No, I have my own feathers. You can have them.
Okay. I'll scoop up. Is there one feather or are there a bunch of
a
feathers?
bundle of
It's a
raven's
small
feathers.
bundle of feathers.
Alrighty, a bundle of.
Interesting question. Just given the area I'm from, I believe, is the one that worships the Raven Queen. Would I possibly have anything to add to what we might know about the Raven Queen?
Do you want to join in the little circle of nerd happening over here?
I mean, you're looking at a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Come check it out. I'll just give you.
I'll look up from where I'm scribbling intently in my notebook ideas for what important business we could be on, and just come peek over O'Neill's shoulder.
Well, hello, Miss Tempest.
Not
What
not
you doing?
in particular where you would be from, because you were kind of on the outskirts of that area. You'll have heard of those fervent worshippers of the Raven Queen, but you wouldn't really know much about them, and the people in your area wouldn't be particularly inclined that way.
I will quickly lose interest, thinking you guys are just looking at spell components, sniff, and go back to my intent writing of ideas to do. Never mind, this is not as interesting as I thought it was going to be.
No, they are simply components, as I told Amniel, but I do not know what spells is all.
I don't know.
I mean, there's a few that use feathers, right? I don't know so much about Obsidian, but...
Just
Yeah,
feathers.
the thing that I used on Lyra earlier, I do use a feather for it.
But that seems to come from an owl, no?
No, it's just a unspecific feather. It was just a feather that I had from a dove.
Oh,
Generic, the Walmart generic feather.
Yes, great value feathers.
Great value feather.
Well, my understanding was that you needed an owl feather or an eagle's feather or something of the sort.
Yep, it's the Costco feathers, the unbranded.
Kirkland brand feathers, yeah.
All right. So as I cast Detect Magic, I did that, and for a second time, because I do not trust it, I will cast, this time using a spell slot, Detect Evil and Good on all this shit.
It's just components. I just don't know what it spells
And
for.
you see nothing. What's this spell?
Okay.
Though, one moment, actually. Let me check something here. See the way that is
Well,
worded.
I do notice myself shine, I guess,
Yes,
but
yes, you. I just want to make sure of something here. Ba, 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 ba. Come on. Da, 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 da.
what you need to understand, Desiel, is that I have a hard time trusting things that are found in Dark Caves with demonic
Just
aberration creatures.
I understand you have a hard time trusting. They are just components. I simply do not know what spells.
I
I'm not
am less.
familiar with them, and so I'm always curious. Like, oh, she seems to have components for spells I don't understand. So now I
Sure,
want to know
no,
what spells.
I get that. My worry is less about those pointing at the ash and the bundle of feathers, and more about that.
Oh, it's simply
Pointing
a
at
dagger. It's a tool like any other tool. The whether it's good or bad is simply depends on the hands of the wielder. No,
Hmm,
you know,
question.
if
That's,
we can
but
obtain a bit more currency, uh, I may be able to identify things such as this magic blade. But I need a very, very valuable pearl. I do not have such a thing. I have a diamond worth about half as much as the pearl I need, but we need to get some money because being a wizard is fucking expensive.
I agree. I know. I also need things whenever I need to help any of you. It won't be cheap, unfortunately.
Indeed.
Um, that's why I actually really not disliked why we did it, but I really disliked that we were locked in civilization because it's not like we can get anything real
You
fast.
dislike that we did what?
Got away from large cities.
Ah, well, we are on our way to another one.
Yes,
Hey,
but
it's your guys' own fault for picking the expensive magic.
Quality magic requires quality components.
Yes, sorry about that. You also detect the presence of an elemental being.
where?
Well, if you look around in the vicinity of one Tempest.
Is wearing a pointy hat.
Okay. I look around and I go, well, that's less surprising, but still,
What?
not out loud, like saying to
Oh.
myself, huh,
Do I
nothing
see
like
him
that.
look over at Tempest after casting a magical ritual? Can I insight check that?
Me just going,
After he was
Yeah,
afraid I was going to eat his leg
yeah,
earlier
look.
too.
Yeah, so make insight.
awesome.
You are enamored with this piece of obsidian. You
Yeah.
cannot for the life of you figure out what it is for, and it
ah,
just gets to you so much you don't know what this is. You are distracted.
I was
from.
just making sure Tempest wasn't trying to eat his leg while he was casting a ritual
Yes,
spell.
yes,
That's all
yes.
that was.
I'm just keeping an eye.
Doing good on the
Um,
rolls for insight today.
Mm.
Yeah, right.
Good
Hold
thing
on, let
that's
me
not a very
chronergy that
important
shit.
role.
Let me chronergy that shit. Always on the unimportant. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, exactly. Um, hmm. Okay. No, I was trying to call upon the the Dark Lord to see if I could try to ascertain anything about these things, but I don't know. That seems to be with some sort of magical enhancement, maybe. Pointing at the dagger. These, I say, picking them up. If you don't mind me taking them. For some reason, these I don't know, but I feel like they might be important. Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, by all means.
Um,
Take them. I have my own feathers. They do not require any particular.
I'm sorry.
No, by all means, take whatever. Take them all. I have some feathers. If I need any more, if I run out, I will ask you for some of the raven feathers.
Sure. I guess I should probably start getting our shit together if we're gonna walk again or travel again, I should say.
Dozio will pick up the knife and try to do a little flippy thing. The dagger, try to like flip it between his fingers and slide it back in his belt.
Meanwhile, cutting himself.
Maybe.
Yes, he loses all 5 fingers. Yeah, so make probably acrobatics. Yeah. A
What?
practiced roll of the fingers, like he's done it before.
Yeah, when
The
it's
drummer.
when it's meaningless and flashy, he's like, yeah, what?
Right. When it's
You need me to
fluff,
open a
Yeah.
safe? I'll break my shit. Just being dumb.
It's kind of like that thing that drummers do when they kind of roll the thing on their hand.
The drumstick. Yeah.
Yeah, the drumstick.
you actually play an entire game of what's
Oh
that called?
no.
On
The
Walt's
nine-
forehead.
What is that called? I
oh,
can't.
God, that's stupid. Don't do that. Everyone, don't do that.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot. It's probably dumb.
Yes, it is. Not probably. You can take out the probably. It is very.
Do it with a pen. Do it with
No! Don't do it with
Don't
anything.
do it with anything.
Pen have lead. The fucking paint in the pen has lead.
No,
If
you
cut
don't have the pen out. You have the cap on. It's just to have something
Yeah,
to
sure.
do it with.
Lead
Because
anymore? I don't think they make them with lead anymore,
I don't
do they?
think do. Only-
some
I don't believe
some
so.
paint still has lead on it. Like
If they come from certain countries,
yes, certain countries like China where like half the things.
I am not naming a country. If they come from certain countries, there may be lead in the product.
95% of everything in the world comes from China nowadays, so we have to be careful with what we decide to almost stick in our hands.
Like
Don't do it.
mango flavored licorice doesn't come from China.
That's fair.
Well,
Come-
that's in the
it comes
5%.
Australia. They don't even sell it in Australia. Why would you bring this up? I'm filled with rage.
So Australia makes this mango flavored licorice that we can get
Sounds
here in the States,
amazing.
and she can't get in Australia, even though they make it there. That's hilarious.
Hey, oh, that's great. I'll have to get some for next time.
Anyway.
I hate you all.
I'm gonna eat some next time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
Eat
eating.
it on
Yeah.
camera.
No.
Now, look at the bright
The
side.
voice of my brother.
You can't get the mango licorice, but at the same time, you also can't get the Outback boomerang, which is a plus. So, it's perfect balance, I would say.
Yeah, but you do have the hunter spider, so it balances out.
Yeah, what goes around comes around.
Hence the boomerang.
Can we go to break? I need like half an
Yeah.
hour to go have a crisis.
All
Find
right.
a will to live again.
So
So I think we should walk.
we should walk. We could continue on. Connect the horses.
While you
to
guys
the,
are being
carriage.
nerdy, I think while you guys were being nerdy, I'm gonna start making like random posters to stick on the side of our cart between every time someone passes us. So I want to start making like really generic wanted posters that look like they could be anyone. And so when people pass us, I'm just gonna say, "Band of mercenaries looking for," and I'm gonna insert descriptions of people that look like the ones that are passing us by. And then when they pass by, I'm gonna eye them really suspiciously.
You should make one that
And
looks
just,
like
like,
that
pull out random minor
Obliviator
crime.
fellow. The ugly,
gonna
stupid
be-
little dwarf. Make
I
one for
actually
him.
will. I'll do that one as well. But they're just gonna have random minor like crimes associated with them, like accused of stealing the left socks of everyone in town, or bank robbery, or I don't know, they ran off with their neighbor's wife or something.
Your definition of minor crimes
Yeah,
scare
thank
me.
Yeah. Minor crimes. They stole socks or like robbed the king's treasury. Whatever. Dumb shit.
Minor crime. This is how you
Minor
become,
crimes, cannibalism.
it's only a crime if you get caught.
Amnael, you've got to learn to let some things go, okay? Take a joke. I'm gonna eye his leg and then turn around and walk off and paste one of the posters.
If you ever do anything like athletic and she tells you to break a leg, watch out.
Oh dear.
That is
Lord.
not encouragement.
Um. Yes. That's weird. Um. I am doubly now saying this to Dizzy. I kind of lean over to him. I am doubly worried because I've never met another person of her lineage, and now I'm kind of worried that it's a tradition. Um, I don't know. Like I've always known that the angel bloods like me don't really have an easy time around, but the whole cannibalism thing was a bit unexpected, I should say.
There's
Oof.
a few things about this one that's a bit unexpected.
Oh, that's the understatement of the century, I think.
While this is all going on, I would like to approach Pep and just be like, "Hey, Pep, I watched you in the circus, and I think when you're not losing, you're actually a pretty good fighter. Do you mind showing me, like, how to throw a punch or two? Or, like, how to take a punch? Like, can you punch
Sure.
me and I learn how that feels?"
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so just stand there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then what?
So first thing I learned was everybody has a plan until they, and then I punch her in the face.
Oh!
Yeah.
Mike Tyson over here.
I mean, okay, no heads up. That's fine. That's fine. You're really good at punching. Thank you. Can I try to punch you now?
Well, first you gotta learn how to take a punch, and
Oh,
then you
okay.
gotta learn how to throw
So
punches.
we should
So
do this for a
it's
couple
like we
days.
gotta.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, every once in a while, I'll punch you in the face, and then eventually, you'll be allowed to punch me in the face.
Okay, so just keep punching me in the face and let me know when I'm ready to punch you in the face. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. Also, yes, just do that.
Okay.
Just get punched in the face for now. It
Okay.
helps build your chin.
Okay, and this is going to make me stronger and a better fighter like you, right?
I mean, it'll make you better at losing, convincingly.
Maybe there's miscommunication. I don't want to learn how to lose. I want to learn how to win? Or you don't know how to do
You
that?
wanna win?
Yes.
Okay, well then you shouldn't let me punch you in the face in that case. Yeah, I'll teach you. First things first, it's all about building up your endurance. So early morning runs. You can join me.
Friday.
Okay,
Oh, why?
this will make
Friday.
me stronger, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta start somewhere. It's one step after another. First we'll just run, like 5 miles in the morning, and
5?
then we'll go up to like 6 miles, and then 7.
And-
Eventually, we'll hit 10, and we'll keep it steady there.
Okay, we start at 5 miles. That's the starting point.
I mean, do you want to start at 6? I mean,
No, the 5 is fine. The 5 is fine. Thank you. See you in the morning.
all right.
Right, and with that plan made, you guys continue down the road for another few hours until the sun begins to just tickle the horizon in front of you over the trees. And you reach a crossroads where the road kind of continues a bit off to the slightly deviating off to the north one way, and then the other veers off south. There is underneath a large signpost, which on the one side, pointing in the southernmost path, says, I forgot to have that pulled up. Oops. Apologies. Anyway, while I get that pulled up, the one path that kind of maintains the direction you're going has two posts, one saying Yalthal, and the other is Marius. And underneath that signpost is kind of a small lean-to, where it looks like someone has laid out large bundles of flowers, and indeed sitting on a stool, kind of in the center of this radius of spread out flowers, is a small young elven-looking individual. Smiles and waves to you as you approach him. Hello there, travelers. Would you like to buy any flowers?
Hello. I'm gonna hop down off the cart even before it stops. I'm very excited. Flowers. What kind of flowers are you selling? What's your name? My name's Tempest.
My name is Lim. You're
Yeah.
Tempest, you said?
Yes, my name is Tempest. It's a pleasure to meet you, Lim. Are you a flower seller? Is that why you're here?
I am, yes.
What kind of flowers are you selling?
Well, as you can see here, it's mostly roses, daisies, and various orchids. What is it you like? I also have a few chrysanthemums, some lavender laying around.
Ooh. I'm gonna ask for any of the ones that are vaguely blue in color.
Okay.
Like a
Yes,
blue or
that will
purple.
be the lavender. As well as some of these orchids. How many would you like?
I'm gonna try and grab as many as I can to make a flower crown. I don't know what the count of that is, but maybe we'll say like 10. 10 in total, 5 of each.
5 of each. If you buy a dozen, um, it is 8 copper pieces, um, and otherwise it's 1 copper for a flower.
I mean, you're offering me a deal here. Who am I to say no? I'm gonna give him 8 copper pieces and what is it? 10 copper to the silver?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
So
do you? Are you?
sorry,
No, I was just gonna keep questioning him.
I was just
radically
gonna
eager.
like if we stopped completely, I'll also get out. Well, I wouldn't be on the cart. I'd be probably on the reins. I'd go down and check them and see Tempest purchasing the flowers, and I'm gonna be like, I guess that could be nice decorating. Um, I'll take, and I'll look over. What color are the roses? Red, regular roses.
Varying from red, or from pink, like a light pink, to darker red. There's a very nice selection.
Okay, I'll take a few. I'll be like, oh, good evening at this point, I guess. Um, I would like a few of your lightest roses.
Of course.
What
How many?
what are you? I'll take maybe 6. Yeah, I'll take half a dozen.
Like, that's 1 copper piece for a flower, so 6 copper pieces.
There you go. And I give him 6 copper pieces.
All right.
I take the little bundle of flowers and I look over at Tempest. I go, one for you. And then I walk back in and I go, one for you, to everyone, one for you, and one for you. And one
And
for
now
me.
do you have 2 left?
Yes, and I'll put one of them in between the loops of my the cracks on my chain on my scale mail, and the last one I'll place inside the little pot the little flower pot that I had searched for the flower of life 2 days ago. Now, since it has nothing there, I'll put the last rose there.
Um, when you give Lyra a flower, she'll kind of tear up and just be like, "No one has ever gifted me a flower before, thank you." And then I'm gonna smash it in my book that I always keep with me so that I can keep it forever. Thank you. This will be my most beautiful memory. Thank you.
Yes, so right in front of you as she's tearing it,
Yeah.
she just takes this flower and smashes it into this book. Yeah.
I want to like reach across and like pry the pages back open and see if when she squished a flower, like it left any color behind. See if maybe these would be good art supplies. And then I'll close the book back over.
I mean, anything can be made into ink.
I pocket this idea for later.
So Desio will take a sniff of the rose and he'll hand it over to Lyra and say, perhaps you can safeguard mine for me and enjoy it until I have the time to close it in my own book. But for now, just enjoy it as it is. Please don't smush it.
Oh, I shouldn't smash this one.
No, that one is for you to enjoy for a little while until I preserve it in my own book.
Okay, all right. This has been a very emotional day for me. I'm gonna just ponder this for a while. I'm just gonna look at my flower and play with it.
You've been punched in the face and given 2 roses. It's a very eventful day.
Yeah.
Isn't that how The Bachelor works?
I think so.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So after handing off the rose, Desio will kind of adjust his coin purse a little bit further back on his belt and look down at this kid. And your name is?
Lim. My name is Lim. What about
Lim.
you?
Desiel.
Benziel. Yes, it's Lim. Lim.
Lim. Very pleased to meet you. Do you have many travelers buying roses here at the crossroads of Yallville and Marius?
Oh, we don't get all that many travelers going to Asmarius these days.
Oh, why is that?
People don't find their way here very often.
Here, so you are from Marius then?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. But it's quite a nice place to visit.
Is it? Is it nearby? Are we just outside of Marius?
Oh yes. It's just that way. If you're on your way to Yalville, you'll pass right through.
Yallville.
Miles with a
these
very
signs-
wide grin.
All right. So do the signs both point in the same direction?
Yes, sorry. Those 2 signs point in the same direction. I was looking, and I didn't have it pulled up where the other one points to,
Okay.
but it points off to another town that you guys are not
Gotcha. All right.
familiar with.
If you're from Marius, where are you from? You can't be from here. This is the side of the road. Doesn't seem like a very good place to just live.
It's a fantastic place if you like flowers.
I look around for flowers, like where they could be coming from.
You see a few sprouting up here and there along the side of the road.
Okay.
Although it's still fairly early on in the spring, so they're just beginning to sort of bud and sprout.
And is this, you said this was a young elf. Young as in like child, or young as in just like a young adult?
To tell, definitely younger than an adult. Although with elves, who knows?
I'd have to know.
Insight check, because I feel like they're dodging the question.
So he's young for an elf, so 400 years old.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yes, make that insight check.
Nope, I think this kid is great. Cool, okay, you've always just lived here. Will you want a flower too?
Oh, I have all the flowers I need. That's why I'm trying to sell them.
while I'm inside, I'm gonna lean over to both Pep and Lyra, and I'm gonna be like, "Is that kid weird, or is it just me?"
I haven't met many sellers of flowers, just by a random intersection, if that's what you're asking.
He just looks like he needs a bit of coin. I'm gonna pop out of the cart.
Hold up! Nope, nope. I'm literally gonna try to tackle you.
Okay, you can try.
All right. Make contested grapple check.
Oh shit!
Hey, that's gonna be tough.
While they're distracted, can I slip out?
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah, you certainly can.
I go, no, Pep. Here, let's drink.
Yes, the Pep gets caught in a bear hug and just hoisted back into the carriage. Lyra, as he goes in, you just pop out the back.
Hello, flower
swing around.
boy. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you as well.
You only
What's
have.
your name?
Oh, I am Lyra. Just Lyra.
Lyra, lovely.
And you are
I'm Lim.
just Lim.
That's Lim.
You're also an orphan.
What? I'm sorry?
Oh, no, it's just, common for us, to only have one name, so you also don't have any parents, or...
Us humans, you mean?
No, I'm talking about orphans.
Just of course.
I tend to look over at Lyra and just like wonder if that means she's not meant to have parents. Like, is that how this works?
Can we hear all this or not?
You at the moment, you would have you might make a perception.
I'm not being
check
quiet
just
about
You're
it.
wrestling around on the ground.
while you're kind of pulling against him because you guys aren't quiet. You
Can
both
I
rolled-
participate in that? Can I try?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll say both of you.
Oh, that was shit.
Yeah, yeah, you could. It's not difficult. So yeah, you can both hear it.
I like let him go now. Like, what the hell is this kid talking about? I'm sorry. And I
You
just
don't-
start walking.
You don't want me to give money to an orphan?
That is a terrible way of putting it, but yes.
Lim, I'm curious. You seem. Is there something going on in Marius? You seem to be a little dodgy on the subject.
It's a very strange place. But
Oh,
people
strange.
there are always friendly.
So did your parents abandon you as well?
I would. He turns back.
He looks over. Not
you know,
every orphan's parents abandon them, eh?
Most of them do. It's,
Die.
Well, that's true too. Did your parents die? As I
Yes,
ask this,
yeah,
can I
turns
insight
away,
check
he's
him?
leaning as far away from you as possible. You can, yeah. He's extremely uncomfortable by your question.
Hey, buddy, I'll put my hand on his shoulder. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, and he kind of peels your hand away.
Yeah, that didn't feel right either. I know. I'm sorry.
Can I interest you in any more flowers, or will you be on your way?
No, I think we need to be on our way. If you don't have anything, information of use worth going,
I don't believe so. You all should have a wonderful time in his marriage.
I'll buy the whole lot. How much for all the flowers?
Unfortunately, we must be leaving. And he'll kind of do a little minor illusion, like behind the ears of the horses to get them going.
So the horse is going to kick up and start. Now, Pep, are you?
I mean, he's an orphan, right? Well, did he say that he was an orphan?
No,
Did
he never
explicitly
confirmed
say
it.
he was an orphan?
No.
he never
Or was
did.
it just implied that he was an orphan?
It's just implied by
Lyra made
me.
the assumption.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, are you an orphan?
Implied would imply that he would say anything. We're just assuming. We're taking this completely out of our
Okay, I'm
asses.
gonna just straight up ask him, are you an orphan?
Oh, the horses are beginning to walk away. Pep, let's go, my friend.
Hey, only
I wanna be
orphans
the-
can ask other orphans if they're orphans, okay? It's very insensitive otherwise.
I don't. I don't think that's true. If it matters, yes.
See?
Insight check.
I would like to insight check this as well.
24.
Can
I
I
would
insight
recommend-
check Lyra and what the heck is up with her obsession with orphans?
What the fuck is up with that?
What the fuck is up with that? Exactly.
He's definitely an orphan.
Firstly,
I'm so confused. I don't.
Desiel, guys, just get the fuck out of here.
hold on. So quickly, who is everyone inciting? So Emil is inciting
Beth
Lim.
and myself are inciting the elf thing.
The alleged orphan.
The alleged orphan. I want to know if that's the orphan.
And I'm
Meanwhile,
doing
Tempest-
Lyra.
Yeah, Tempest is doing Lyra, and Desiel was inside checking what?
You're
You're
muted.
You're muted. You're muted.
There we go, sorry. Lim on whether or not he's actually an orphan, but
So
clearly I'm
Em-
too interested in just getting the fuck out of here. That is.
Yes. So to Pep, and Desiel, tough to say. Emil, he's telling the truth. Although he seems more put off by the question. But he's not. Doesn't seem like he's lying. Doesn't seem like he's just saying it to get you off his back. Although he is saying it to get you off his back.
Like he's sad. Well, I guess I wouldn't know.
He's not. He doesn't appear saddened by the statement. It seems like he's not saying a false thing, but he's saying it mostly so that you guys will stop asking. He's very uncomfortable.
So how much for all the flowers?
That, and you see, he kind of. I have. Let's.
Pep, the horses are taking off. Come on, everybody, they're walking. Let's go.
No, there's a use to these flowers. I mean, if we're gonna get into the city and Amniel doesn't like some of these clerics looking at him, we can just pass as botanists, can't we?
I have
Unnecessary.
legitimately no
Pep,
idea
you're
where
a
the hell you got that
genius.
information from.
Oh, didn't we talk about your amulet?
Pep, do you know, if you want to spend money on something, we need a very expensive pearl. Very important.
Yes, but you're not an orphan.
I beg to differ, my friend. Yes. Actually.
Are you an orphan? Okay, well then I'll
You're
give him a gold
also
point
an
too.
orphan.
Wait, how orphans?
What kind of company we have here?
Let's say.
Desiel just hangs his head and shakes it
three gold pieces.
in disappointment at the
Ooh, 3
entire
gold.
situation.
Interjecting.
There
Do
are
you
a lot
have
of
300 fucking flowers here,
Not
little
about-
boy?
You can.
I'm
you can
gonna
count the flowers.
give
a
this
lot of
kid
flowers.
4 gold coin and take all of his flowers.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So Lyra is taking the flowers. Okay.
Yeah.
She is buying 1,000 flowers.
How many flowers was it
You
actually?
owe us flowers. The next time we come through here, you owe
No,
us
no,
flowers.
listen. As an orphan, you should understand that, we orphans gotta stick together in this dog world. That's how that expression goes. So, flowers, please.
Doggy.
Dog world. Now,
I'm gonna
flowers.
look over at Desiel and just mime ripping a contract.
Ms. Lyra,
Yes.
I understand that your social acuity is always growing and improving.
Mm-hmm.
Know that there are individuals who will claim to be orphans simply to play on your sympathies. even though they are not truly orphans.
Well,
Most
Huh.
despicable creatures, and he looks straight at Lim.
I was gonna say we're having this conversation in front of the
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
as Desiel says that, I want to see if the creature has any sort of reaction. Does he like react in any way?
Well, you've already got that insight, don't you?
I go roll
Not-
again if you
not-
want.
No, it's not particularly. There's a little bit of, how could you? But it's not like a put-on dramatic thing. It's just kind of a turn of the eye.
I would rather.
Although he's kind of rubbing the 4 gold together in his hand. That's making it feel a little better about it.
I would rather this small flower boy that we're all kind of being rude to have 4 gold and to have a nice orphan life than to assume that he's not an orphan and to
Not a nice life, just a nice orphan life.
yeah,
But you gotta set expectations.
exactly.
What do you think he's gonna do with the 4 gold? Buy parents?
He's gonna invest in a small
Desiel
business
just
to become the
goes
best
and
flower seller that
sits
there
on the-
ever lived.
Desiel goes and sits on the front of the wagon and just puts his head in his hands. And waits for this entire
well,
situation
hey,
to resolve.
Kid, do you need like a lift to anywhere? It's dangerous out here on the road, you know.
I'm perfectly all right here. I've made it for some time. Already.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
did.
Do you need
You
help
go, kid.
loading. Do you need help loading your flowers into the carriage?
I mean,
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
yeah. How many
I
flowers
guess
was it
this is a
again?
fair point. Physically, how much space do 4 gold worth of flowers fucking occupy?
They're tied in bundles and set in baskets. Which is 400 flowers.
We're gonna be fucking sleeping in flowers.
Basically.
It's gonna be a good bit of basically because most of your cargo space is taken up.
You can just
That's
put them.
literally like, if we go off of his price range, that's like 50 dozens worth of flowers.
You can just shove them all in my bunk.
Yes,
I'll
and
just
like a
nest
bundle
on
of
flowers.
roses.
It's like 1,200
This big.
flowers. At a copper a piece, that's like 1,200.
Okay, here's the thing. I give him 4 gold pieces, but I don't want like the flowers worth of gold pieces. I just want to keep some flowers so I feel like I actually spent some money today, but I don't want to have like 4 gold pieces worth of flowers.
Okay.
So just give me like
No. We're taking
Oh.
all of these flowers.
I
I
know,
have plans,
like
Lyra.
400.
Okay,
sorry,
okay,
400.
fine.
Yes,
Just
400.
400 flowers. That's it. No more.
So 50,
Tie him to the roof. And I'm going to throw some rope at Lyra and just say,
Oh,
tie him to the roof. I have
Okay. Okay.
Do not tie the child to the fucking roof, please.
Oh, you
Not
want me
the
to...
child.
I can tie the child if you want.
Oh.
I mean,
Whatever. He goes
my-
back to ignoring the situation.
so 33 dozen flowers. If we say that each basket, you've got
basket?
okay, you've got room, but only just. Someone is going to be sleeping next to a row of flowers.
Oh, we are gonna enter this city in style.
There's a lot of if any of you are allergic to any kind of flowers, you're taking levels of exhaustion.
Honestly, I think where I lived there were no flowers, so I feel like there should be a roll to determine if I'm allergic or not. 'cause
Actually,
I have a good
Several-
constitution, so as long as flowers don't fuck with strength, I'm fine.
Magics don't need to breathe, so we can put some on my med punk if need be.
What did we do, honestly?
All right. So you guys load the flowers as Mnail's nose kind of starts to itch a little bit, and his eyes kind of just a touch. He's not used to none of you are used to this volume of flowers. Most of you have simply never had occasion to come across them, and Pep has not won any fights where they were throwing roses. And as you guys get ready to set off, we're going to take a quick break and be back in just a couple of minutes as we continue the now flower-laden carriage journey.
Without tying the child to the
Just
roof.
quickly before we set off, I want to ask him and we can do this after the break. I want to ask him one more time if there's anything we need to know about the town
Yes,
ahead.
we will.
Yeah.
We
Marius.
will deal with all that. Is Marius information after the after break
400 flowers.
with your 400 newly found flowers?
Jesus Christ.
So we will be back.
See you
in just-
soon. Come back.
See you soon. We're not going to take half an hour this time. No, keep going.
I wasn't saying anything.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back. Okay. And we are back as the flowers that Lyra so generously purchased from Lim have been loaded onto the carriage. And you guys set off again. And travel towards the sun.
No, we don't. I wanted to ask him another
That's
question.
right.
I
That's
messaged-
right.
Yes.
That's right.
We start going, and then I'm like, wait,
Yes.
something got, and I hop down and I come back. Just to be thorough, is there anything we need to know that you think we should know, or that you think we should know going forward about Marius or Yolville?
I hear they've been having trouble with some sort of thief on the road lately. He sneaks in and out very quickly. But I'm sure
Here's
if you
my
manage,
question.
I'm sure if you manage to keep your eyes open, you'll have no trouble.
Here's my question. I rolled really low in my insight check earlier. Can I roll another one now just based on that?
You can roll another one.
Okay.
Yes, for this particular
because-
interaction. Yeah.
That would be really just convenient to... Nope, I still think he's the greatest kid ever. Awesome, thank you for warning us. So they've been having trouble with a thief on the road. Anything else? Are you sure there's nothing we can do for you? I mean, we did take all of your flowers. Like, what are you gonna do for the rest of your life now? You live here, right? Like, now you've got no flowers. What are you gonna do for spare time?
I suppose I'll collect more.
There's just an endless source of them? Whoa, okay. Well, I mean...
Yes, they actually grow from the ground. Quite consistently.
Wild.
Yes,
Well, I
yes,
mean, have fun with that, I guess.
Many of them, yes. I don't steal them from people's gardens. That was just a joke. Sorry.
I mean, if you want to steal them from people's gardens, don't get caught. Alright, have a nice day. It was nice meeting you. Thanks for all the flowers. Maybe we'll see you if we pass through here again. Stay cool, don't get caught, do crime. Bye!
I will. Is
Kick down the
he like sitting like cross-legged on the road, or like on under the sign, or like what's he doing?
He's just sitting on his little stool,
Okay.
watching the road behind you, waiting for the next.
All right. As we start to head off, I'll minor illusion a sword sticking in the ground like a foot in front of him, and I'll kind of call back. You better hope we don't run into trouble between here and town. And then I'll keep an eye out down the road in front of us.
I don't know why you were so suspicious of him. He seemed great to me.
Yeah, I mean, as a fellow orphan, you should, sympathize and, I don't know, rally each other up instead of being so suspicious.
As an individual who has a bit of experience with these matters, I think I gave him the appropriate amount of distrust.
I don't know about that, but okay.
I'm gonna climb over bundles of flowers and just start hauling some to the roof as we go. Perch myself up there, and if I'm at risk of falling off, I'll cast a levitate just to keep myself going, but
We'll make an
Sure,
acrobatics. Make an acrobatics check for that.
Should I roll a terrible intimidation check, or will it not matter?
You can. Yeah, for the yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, so fucking intimidating.
I mean, regardless, when this sword just appears in front of him, he starts and falls off his stool. And then, as you call, he seems he takes it as a joke. Guard. And yeah, Tempest is
Okay.
fine, just tossing up flowers on the roof.
Okay, and we got baskets with these flowers as well, right?
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
the real
I'm gonna
value.
start.
We now have a bunch of baskets.
Well, no, because Tempest is gonna pull out her daggers and start carving up these baskets and creating like these intricate structures out of the baskets, and then weaving a bunch of flowers through them. So the top of the cart is very decorative now, and I'll tie it on there and everything. I'm also gonna make another witch's hat out of like some basket and thread some flowers around it, and then I'll poke 2 holes in it, and then I'll make another one, and I'll throw them down to the guys in front and say, "These are for the horses," and then I'll make another 2 and throw them down, and these are for you guys. Presentation, people, presentation, and then I'm gonna do that the entire way. Just flowers everywhere on this card.
So, a few quick questions. How many flowers would you say go into each hat? And who all are you making hats for? So the horses, and then
Yeah, well,
one
the
for
main
everybody
of
else?
the hat will be the basket, like weaved. Obviously, I break it down so it's not just a basket on the head, but like woven around.
Right.
And maybe just around the base of it, kind of like a flower crown has just been stuck on there. So maybe like, I don't know, like a dozen flowers per hat.
Okay.
How comfortable are these basket hats?
Question. Make for me, Tempest, a... Oh. I would say this is weaving. An art
Survival.
tool check. So I think you have or
Okay.
painters or artist supplies.
I am proficient in them, but what do I roll
Okay.
for it? Because I don't believe I can just roll the thing.
Yeah, so this would be performance.
Okay.
Well, it would be your. Oh goodness, what did I say? Because we said charisma before. So it would
Yeah,
be
it'd
your
like charisma or wisdom.
yeah,
It's up to you.
charisma or wisdom plus your proficiency bonus.
I'll do charisma.
Oh, really?
I'll just roll performance because that's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, not very comfortable.
That's all right. Not great, not horrible. It's not great in the bumps. There's kind of one area on by your temple that just kind of digs in every time the road kind of bumps you up and down.
I kind of
You
look
can
at the
you can
hat,
stuff some flowers in there.
and when she's not looking, I'll like drop the hat and minor illusion a similar hat onto my head. That is much more comfortable because it's made out of nothing. But looks like the wonderful hat that she gave me.
When you say you drop the hat, do you mean you drop the hat off the cart?
No, like on the bench next to me.
Okay.
I will wear the hat.
Oh, I mean, if he's near us, I'll give him the hat.
Okay. And can at some point when we next stop to give the horses water, someone who deals with the horses needs to put the hats on the horses. There's little holes for their ears.
You know, Tempest, you made these hats especially for the horses. I think you're the only one that can fit them on the creatures. I do not know. I do not know how to put a hat on a horse.
Well, the point of them is that from this angle, if they're wearing the hat, I can't really see them. Well, like their heads, which is enough for me to pretend that they don't exist at all. I'll work on making blankets of flowers to put over them later, so I don't see any of them. But part
We
of
should
that
have got
means
some
that
camels.
Wait, so does that mean you don't want to see us
Camels
either?
is a great idea. I mean, I thought it would just be cute if you matched, but I mean, if you want to take it that way, that's okay.
Oh,
Why
boy.
do you think I didn't give one to Amnael? I've got to keep an eye out for his leg, you know.
I thought you did. You gave one to Des and Emnio.
No, wait, who's in the front? Pep said he took a hat. I only
would
threw
be
2
it.
down.
I gave
Gave the
Pep
hat
my
to
hat.
Okay.
Baseline, I'm by the horses, so
Okay. Then Amnail does have a hat. Never mind. I take that back. Rewind.
I am with the hat in my head, kind of like hanging my head, being like, well, looking slightly
In
grumpy,
shame.
but yeah, just on the horses.
I'm gonna take a nap in a bed of flowers because that's on my bucket list.
Okay.
And because I'm a warlock and I
Yeah.
like short rests.
Mm.
So
Having no anything doesn't matter.
a little bit later, as the sun has now kind of reached a point where it's halfway over the horizon and everything around you is tinted slightly orange. You're kind of breathing in the scent of these flowers. And ML and Desiel looking. Now the horses. I'm sorry. Do the horses have the hats on them yet?
Not
No
yet.
one-
We haven't stopped.
Okay, no one put them on yet. Alright, so the flowers kind of create a calming atmosphere, and I need you all except Desiel to make Constitution saving throws, please. Subtract-
Motherfucker.
Oh, I knew
okay,
it.
so here is the subtracting 1 for every flower you have in your possession.
Oh, we're fucked. We're subtracting 400 from who's
No,
inside.
I'm in a bed of
Okay,
flowers.
so-
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Or-
So
So Lyra automatically fails this.
Okay, that's fair.
Those of you wearing hats, it'll be -12.
can they just make them a disadvantage to give them a chance?
-12. I'll take those odds.
Okay, to be fair to me, you weren't supposed to buy 400 flowers.
What?
What I
Yeah.
was thinking was that you would like what you had done before that, which is buy a couple of them. Where like Lyra would be at -2 for the 2 flowers she had.
My question is,
That's funny.
I'm
Yes,
working with flowers.
you-
I'm not wearing them, but I'm assuming that I am out.
If you are not, if you don't think you would be wearing any of the flowers or be, no, if you're actively working with them,
Yeah,
I'll
like
say
I
you'll
assume my
be at
auto fail.
disadvantage.
Okay, disadvantage.
And okay, yes, I will let you take it at disadvantage if you would like, because that is a significant number of flowers. A 20. Yeah, you're.
It's-
13.
yeah, but the problem is it's a 20, but it's 8.
Oh.
I
yeah.
might use my favored by the gods for this.
Sorry,
Oh,
you
whoops,
can-
that
you
wasn't a
can-
save. My bad.
You can take it at disadvantage in place
Okay,
of
mine is
a
a
negative.
total 18.
and Walt, so that is a 20 because it's the disadvantage.
Sure.
Right,
Okay.
-12 would be.
Yeah, I can take the -12. It's fine. I imagine we shouldn't be about 400. And I was gonna make a fucking joke. I was gonna say, "Oh, this kid is selling fucking hemlock, piece of shit."
Well, at least Aziel's immune because it is magical. And so that's.
Hell, piece of
So let's
garbage.
see.
Fucking,
Minus-
we should
Okay.
kill that.
So with
kid.
-12,
Hey, you leave that orphan alone.
Lyra will
Yeah.
automatically fail as she is literally already sleeping
Yeah.
in the flower.
I am. Really good sleep.
Tempest, even with your +5, is still only.
An 18 doesn't?
Oh yes, sorry, at disadvantage. Yeah. Yeah. So you are fine.
Okay. I was gonna say 18 is like Jesus Christ.
And then Mnail, are you taking the -12 or are you going disadvantage? Because if you took
I'm fucked. It's a name.
taking the 12, okay.
Pep, do you have 17 or are you taking it at
I'll take the 12.
Right, so that is a 10, which fails. So that is Pep, Mnail, and Lyra. Desiel, next to you, as you feel the horses actually start to slow down. And
we haven't put them on the horses yet.
I know.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
There is 400 goddamn.
No. I got you.
The horses slow and kind of actually pull to the side of the road and eventually stop and kind of just lull their heads down. Well, they stay standing because they are horses. And then next to you, Emnail kind of slumps. And you hear Pep's. I assume Pep snores. I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
In this case, at least, I guess the hay fever. You hear Pep and Lyra, softly or not so softly, snoring within the carriage.
I'll elbow Emnail.
He does not respond. He is sound asleep.
I will grab his calves as if something is gnawing on his leg.
You can make a medicine check to try this.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna stand up on top of the cart now that we're stopped and just look around and see if I see anything weird.
That is 10. He is still in this magically induced.
Yeah, I'll look around and see if anybody else is awake.
Yes, so you look and you see and hear Tempest standing up and peering around. And so...
I'll do it in a crouch, not like I'm a beacon for anyone to hit me.
So you can make both of you can make perception checks if you are looking around.
Jeez, my rolls today are not good. I'm just gonna refresh the page.
Yeah, I
Hey,
need to refresh
Goosies.
too. All my rolls have been shit. Except for the one that, didn't matter at all.
So you guys look around and...
I will think that something's a little weird. And I'll kind of like pull on the fabric around me and take a second look.
Go ahead.
You're using it for something useful.
Yeah, finally.
I used it on perception last time too, and you didn't think that was useful.
Okay.
Let's go.
The universe agrees with me.
So, as a matter of fact, as you're looking around and you see nothing, but something doesn't feel right, and you kind of draw yourself back in time, similarly to how you had done the previous night. And just out of the corner of your eye, as you look around again, you catch a quick blur of blue ducking right behind the carriage and out of your line of sight. Extremely quickly.
Did Lim have anything blue on?
No.
Okay. Is it like a lighted blue or like a Tempest blue?
It is...
Like, it's not like a blue light.
It is not... No, it is not like a shining blue light.
All right. Tempest, what have you done?
It's definitely me. This is my employee. Give me your leg. And I'll let you go in peace. Wahaha. No, actually, I don't think this was me. But I don't see anything. Bit weird. I don't know what could be causing this though. That guy was great. Maybe he just failed to warn us about something. Maybe he forgot.
You have put our friends to sleep, and a blue something is running, and he'll kind of point out in the wood line, right out there. And he'll look around to the other side of the road behind him. Do I see any movement back there either?
So what you had seen was it kind of duck behind the cart. So it's on the side of the road that you were on. It looked close to you, but you don't see anything when you look back.
it's quite the compliment that you thought I put them to sleep, but I thought that was your thing. How do I know you didn't do this and you're trying to turn it on me?
Oh, minor illusion. The roar of a dragon right behind the carriage.
Let's see, and that is
Or the roar of a lion, which is
Yeah.
actually one of the examples.
as it is. That is a. What does it say for minor illusion to tell if it's a false effect? Well, I guess this is
They need to, if they use its action to examine the sound or image, they need an investigation check that beats my spell save DC, which is 14.
yes. So in this case, it doesn't matter. You hear actually now inside the carriage a rustling, and then something small and blue and incredibly fast darts from the carriage and begins running towards the opposite tree line, just at an inhuman breakneck speed. Sprints into the woods.
I'm going to try, before it gets out of range, I'm going to try casting sleep on it.
Okay, it does have a lot of speed.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of my longest. I would use something else, but this has the 90-foot range. So
90-foot range. Okay,
all my other spells are 60 or 30.
Yeah, so make a make an initiative roll to see if you can respond quickly enough. A 9, it is just able to get beyond because it runs probably 4 times faster than any of you can. What was that, Kat?
Is that something just SEL sees, or do we see it as well?
You can see it now that as it's leaving. Well, those of you who are awake.
Okay, could I have done an initiative as well then? Or is it just...
What is it you were gonna? Well, because you hadn't seen it previously, so it fully takes you by surprise.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah.
It just darts away.
I'll go. So both Pep and Lyra are inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I will. I'll basically swing inside the carriage and look around.
All right. You see a similar sight to the front, that the two of them are slumped over, Lyra just peacefully laying in the literal bed of flowers that she has laid out for herself.
Does it look like anything's been taken, or did it get scared off beforehand?
It doesn't look like anything that's in the carriage has been taken or moved.
Okay. I'll walk over and slap Pep. Okay, he's
coming back. Yeah.
I'll slap Lyra. She seems to like that.
Okay.
I mean, she has to do to punch her earlier today. So I figured trying to slap her awake would help.
That's fair.
Make another medicine. Make another medicine check for that.
I hit her hard enough. Do I get it?
Oh shit! You trying to like knock me back out?
14. So with a 14, that is going to. She doesn't immediately wake, but she kind of stirs and
she's stirring. I'll take a look and see if she still has. What do I know that she has? Coin purse and a sword. Does she still have those 2 items?
She has those 2. What you do not see on her is the book that she had closed the flower in.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
While she's stirring, I'll walk over to Pep. he's not back yet. Well, I will try slapping him awake. And same thing, I'll look and see if he's missing anything. I don't know what he has other than a coin purse.
So he does not wake, and he indeed does not have a coin purse.
While
that's
he's doing that, I just want to clock what direction it went in. Like, was it back towards where we came from and where Lim was, or
Looked like it was kind of angling a bit more off in the direction you're heading towards, or
okay?
up the road.
So he'll start heading out the carriage, and he'll turn around if Lyra is stirring and seems like she would be able to understand him. He'll say, "We have been robbed," and then he'll climb up. He'll try to climb up onto the top of the carriage where Tempest is, and look around and see if he still notices anything.
So Lyra, go ahead and make me a Constitution check for that. Not a save, just a check.
Okay.
Mike.
Oh.
Oh well, he's not awake yet, so never mind.
Yeah, so you are still pretty out of it. You know, like when someone wakes you up and tries to tell you something, and it just sounds like gibberish,
Yeah.
just because you're not awake enough to hear. Diziel's saying something to you, but these flowers are really comfortable.
So like, yeah, okay.
You're
And then
not.
go
There'll
back to
be
sleep.
another moment. Yeah.
Your face feels really warm and nice.
Yeah, that's called anaphylaxis. Check her lungs. She's not breathing.
I failed my second medicine check.
You look really nice. You have a little purple shade going on in your face right now.
Rosy.
Really good color. Yeah. Well, he looks at Tempest. Did you see anything?
Not until after you did, but it went that way. It's moving hella fast.
I would really like
couldn't tell
whatever
what
boots.
it was.
I would like whatever boots that creature is wearing.
That was really fast, ridiculously fast.
Yes,
Did you see where it
magically
came
fast.
from?
It came from the woods over there, and it circled around to the back of the cart, and it went inside, and it stole Lyra's little journal and Pep's coin purse, which really isn't much of a loss if you think about it, because it'd be empty by tomorrow anyway. But just
I think we've just found the little thief that Lim mentioned. I saw it where it went roughly. Maybe we try follow.
I know this may seem a little crazy, but Lim might be the little thief.
You know, it was very blue. I mean, Lim didn't strike me as a super blue person, you know. I don't know. I still think Lim was great. I think this is just happenstance, you know. It's not really fair to accuse the first person we see of committing the crime, you know.
Mr. Master of the game, do I have any reason to put two and two together with the roses and the sleeping?
For the moment, make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I mean, for the one thing, it's a pretty logical conclusion.
Right.
But you kind of pick up one of the flowers, and you see this kind of dance of yellow mist around it for a moment, and then it kind of, you see it almost age in just a few seconds and kind of get duller and start to wither as the rest of you begin to stir, that being Pep and Amnail. And Lyra, you are now fully awake. And the flowers around you similarly have kind of aged and slightly withered away.
How far from Lim are we?
You guys have been going in total for about an hour.
Desiel stomps on the roof of the carriage. The flowers are enchanted. Anybody awake down there, throw the flowers out. He tells Tempest, and he throws the flower that he was inspecting back down, like, towards her. And like, your friend's great flowers were enchanted to put everyone to sleep. You were hoodwinked, I believe they say, and then we were robbed.
Interesting that you say it was me that was hoodwinked. I believe that all of us were there. And
Well,
I
do
didn't leave
you
my money
believe
for
that?
flowers, did I?
No, well, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
you let us
Do you
get
believe
robbed?
he was a very great individual?
Has
He
anyone...
seemed fine to me, and
Yes,
I didn't pick up
certainly.
anything odd about him.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't be the
Which
first
is
time
why,
I've been fooled, but
or hoodwinked, as I said. No reason to take offense. I was merely stating that you have been hoodwinked. Not that only you have been hoodwinked, but you, between the two of us, you have been hoodwinked. Clearly, someone who paid him lots of money for these enchanted roses that put everyone to sleep was also hoodwinked.
well, we have options. We can go back and return the favor, or we can go and find who tried to do this.
Well, there's useless to go back. He achieved his goal. I doubt he is still there. So I suppose we continue on our way and see if we can develop a means of finding the streaking blue individual.
Hey, has anyone seen my journal around here anywhere?
Yes,
Look,
it's about 600 feet that way,
What?
and counting.
Throw
this a
out the
prank?
flowers. The flowers are enchanted. In
I
a
take
bad
my
way.
off and I throw it.
Yes, and all the flowers now, as you guys start to wake up, are now gray and dried up. Which, given the amount of time that you've had them, is not typical.
Must have been asleep for a really long time.
How long were we out? How long were we out for?
Long enough to be robbed.
Ooh. Ooh. My
Piece of shit.
my journal.
Nell, I think you should be fine. I did not see him. I was up front with you. You should be fine.
I, just in case I check my shit, do I have my stuff with me?
Yes, you have everything with you.
What is your? Did somebody take her journal?
Guys,
So-
you don't understand. There's so many embarrassing things in that journal. I need to get that back.
Well, now our friendly little elf has your journal. And his friend, if there is a friend. Also has probably a very nifty pair of boots. Or some magical abilities, which I would also like to learn.
I am honestly shocked at the level of. I can't even describe it. And how nonchalant you are. I'm sorry. Do we know anything? The journal, correct? Your journal. Your journal is missing.
My deepest, darkest secrets were in that journal.
Okay, we're going to search this person.
This person is gone. You are asleep.
I
Do
can
not
find
understand
him.
how
I
quickly
can
they move.
Find him, find him, find
I
him,
can
find him.
find him.
Find him.
You can find who? Lim? Or you can find somebody you've
Whoever
never met.
the hell has her journal, and I take a little branch that I have that it's kind of forked, and I weave a symbol in front of me, and I go, Locatium, and I cast Locate Object with her journal in mind.
Feels.
Area.
I love that I prepared just the exact spells this night, but I'm fucked. I'm running out of spell slots at this point.
Okay. So kind of actually near the outer edges at this point of this 1,000-foot range in the direction that, because it tells you the direction as well as the direction of movement.
And if it is in motion.
Yes. So it is moving at quite a speed in the direction that Tempest saw it go very quickly, and before long, within just a few moments, it is disappeared out of that range.
And
Whatever it
it's going
was
towards
moving.
Marius.
It was going, yes, kind of off at a diagonal in the general direction of Ismarius, where you guys are going.
Oh, Ismarius.
Yeah, sorry, that doesn't pick up those sounds.
Yeah,
so
no.
super well.
Yeah,
That
microphones
is
are a
Marius.
thing.
So, do you tell us that?
Fuck. It's over that way. Super fucking fast. I don't know if we can reach it. Quick mental
Just,
thoughts.
this is a conversation I already had with myself while you were sleeping. Hence the
Yes,
calmness.
okay, but we don't need to talk. We need to act.
Okay, can I...
do-
We can talk and we can run or drive at the same time. Can I hop into the front seat and, like, start the horses up? However that works.
Start the horses.
Try-
Gentlemen,
Make-
start the horses.
The horses themselves are still very groggy. So you
I'll
can make an
slap
animal
one.
handling check.
On the ass.
You'll make
Our
an animal
answer
handling
to every situation, just slap it, see what happens.
at disadvantage
Okay.
because they are just waking up and you are smacking them in. Okay. So a 9, one of them kind of and kicks awake, but does not begin going, and the other is still kind of tiredly swaying its head.
Okay. Quick question. Is there... Is it like the direction that he went? Is it open road? Is it heavily wooded? What's the situation over there?
Right. So the woods, as you have continued, the path has kind of narrowed, and the trees have started to get denser and closer to the road, to the point where like branches now kind of overhang you a little bit. It's not dense woods, but it's not clear path.
Can you help? There's no point in me running after it.
No.
This might be a flavor thing that you maybe not allow it, but can I just use Sacred Flame to get rid of the remainders of the flowers there? Just burn them away.
Yeah, no problem.
Wonderful. Tempest stops her foot and a ray of flames just envelops all the flowers and they fall off. And she's gonna leap down beside Lyra, slap the horses and say, "Move it, bitches," and cast Friends.
Oh,
Yes! My hero.
okay. So,
Oh, we never learned. We
Just-
never learned.
so which? Just one of the horses? Or I'm gonna cast it on both.
Twin spell.
Twin spell.
Twin spell. Okay, that's what I thought. Twin spell, friends, on the horses.
She's just gonna have to slap him every 59
Uh-huh.
seconds. Be like,
Yep.
So I
Well,
wonder,
she can't twin it, so it's gonna have to be 2 separate casts.
every 30 seconds going to
Yeah, just alternate.
oh dear God.
What were you saying, John? What do you wonder?
Oh, nothing. I just had the thought. I was like, so if somebody dispelled friends at like 50 seconds in, then the magic would be gone, which means I wonder, would they get angry at the person because the magic would just be completely gone?
Hold on. What is the text of the spell?
Just a hypothetical. It doesn't matter.
Hostile
Yeah.
towards me.
Well,
So
yeah.
if I stay out of sight, then I should be
No,
fine.
it doesn't. We don't need to derail this on this random hypothetical that entered my brain. It's
I believe they would still be hostile because it's not the spell doesn't create that effect. It's that
their
they
realization
they
afterwards.
realize that they have been manipulated.
Yeah, so they're hostile towards me, having done
Are we
that.
going?
Advantage on all charisma when the spell. Yeah, it says when the spell ends. So dispelling it would end the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she
Oh.
twins friends on them.
Yes, twins.
Yeah,
Now
so
that
she
is
leaps off the roof and lands and just hates herself for a second and slaps both the horses.
yes. So now friends is a concentration spell, which means that you
Yep.
can twin it, but once that first cast wears off, you
cast
can't.
one of them.
You can only concentrate on one of the horses at a time.
Well, can you just cast it on one and like the other one will
Instead of
kind
20
of
Yeah.
go along with it?
Could
Because
I
I
have aimed
mean,
for the one that was less cooperative?
yeah.
You could try. You could try
I'll
to do
slap.
that.
I'll slap both of them
It's-
to motivate them, and then just friends the other one.
Okay. So
And
no
hope that
twin,
like that
no
would.
twin spell. One of them is
No,
being
just
friend.
get the uncooperative one, and just the other one. I think was starting to rouse a bit, right?
Yes. So they're both now awake. And the one that has been friend kind of nudges, checks it with its shoulder. And the one that you have cast it goes to like nuzzle your hand. You, I assume, have darted well away.
No, I need to be there. Tempest looks unhappy, but she's up the front.
Okay. So that horse kind of nuzzles up against you as much as it can, but will follow your instructions or your leading.
Like I said, move it.
All right. You guys
While-
begin to.
While that's happening, Desiel will like brace himself and then sit down just on top of the carriage for now, the wagon.
Quick
And you'll
question.
pull out that little runed dagger and kind of point it in the direction of the blue blur. Kind of hold it with both hands and focus on it, and try and see if use it as a dowsing rod, essentially. See if he can make any connection, attack the thing, follow the thing, whatever, with the dagger that he has no idea what it does. I assume nothing happens, but that's what he tries to do.
Yeah. You point the dagger.
Okay.
You do that.
Okay.
Quick question. As
Yes.
the person who generally is guiding the carriage, do I know how fast the horses are compared to me? Would I need to make some sort of check
Well,
to ascertain that?
well, you have been running them for a while. You can make a survival check with your proficiency if you don't already have it.
Okay, so it'd
In this
be
specific
this plus
instance.
2, which is shit. 10.
10. Tough to say. You haven't really been pushing them. You've just kind of been letting them go at their standard pace. They are pulling a large carriage behind them, but they are big horses. No real way to say.
Okay. If you guys are coming, I'm gonna try to keep an eye on this. Anything? Can you guys send me some sort of message, a signal, just anything? And I start putting my glaive on my back and readying myself outside of the cart, and I'm gonna start running on the side of the cart, like full dashing.
All right, so you're trying to. You're not trying to keep with the cart. You're running.
I'm
Past
going.
it.
I'm
Okay.
going. And I
So
want
you-
to see if I can ping it back because it's a 10-minute concentration spell. So if at
10
any
minutes?
point it comes back towards 1,000 feet radius, I can still know where it is and if it's moving.
So you quickly start to outpace the carriage.
And I'll cast light on my shield on my back so they can kind of see where I'm going. Oh, actually, no. That's
Yeah, that would
bad.
break
Nope,
concentration.
light's not concentration. Dancing light is. Light is not.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Light isn't.
Light is a cantrip. Yeah, it's not concentration.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to do that. Although the sun still providing plenty of light, still kind of dancing on that edge over the horizon. Really hasn't changed much in a while. But and then 1,000 feet. Gotcha. For 10 minutes. About after 5 or so minutes of running, a figure emerges. So you've gotten a bit of a ways ahead, although they can still see you. A figure emerges from the woods onto the trail in front of you, wearing kind of this kind of a green mottled cloak, with a cowl and a dark mask, covering the lower half of its face. Is carrying a bow and arrow, or a bow and a quiver, on his back, and he just holds a traveler.
No time. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to run past it.
Have you been robbed recently?
No time.
He calls down, Desiel calls down, putting the dagger away. Yes, we have. Why do you ask?
Did you see what it was that robbed you?
Blue.
Desiel will swing down and, like, holding on to the edge of the wagon as we go past, like, offer the guy a hand to pull him up onto the back of the wagon. He can take it or not.
Yep. So he will grab your arm and swing up. Blue, you said.
Yes.
Small, blue, and very fast.
Very fast indeed.
And do you know where it went?
Went in the direction we were traveling. I would like to insight check this individual. Do you know what it is?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Does
It's
he seem to be shady?
only in that he is wearing clothing clearly designed to hide him in this forested environment. But he appears mostly friendly and kind of seeing your. I'm Eladir Morwaren. I am a scout for the village of Ismarius.
Eladir
Morwaren. So that's Morwarin.
That was close. Of Moridir.
Sorry?
A scout for the village, you say?
Yes, we have been hunting for the quickling.
Quickling?
Yes.
Does that term ring a bell?
You can make a history check, though it's not really within your. No.
Right.
Have I encountered anything like this traveling or anything?
No. You will not have encountered anything of the sort.
And he said a quickly, correct?
So,
Quickling, yes.
Okay.
Quickling.
yes, I believe all the quicklings should be hunted. Or all the lings. The quicklings and all the lings.
I'll kind of pop up from the front. Okay, and I'm just gonna pop back down.
Oh, I thought you said humans.
I heard humans.
So this is a quickling, is clearly because it's very fast. This is a creature that's been harassing your village or visitors for a while.
Yes, it has mostly just been an annoyance, but recently it stole something of great importance to our village leader, and so we've been forced to try to hunt it down. Although you can imagine that being difficult, as it's extremely quick.
Yes, indeed. And so I assume since you are out here on the road, you have no idea of its hiding place, a den, a warren, a barrow, a house, whatever they make a home.
We have found previously temporary homes, usually in fallen trees or in hollows, but it doesn't stay in one place for very long. It picks everything up and moves very,
Quickly.
very quickly. Yes. So we have not been able to pin it down. I was on
It
its
stole
trail.
something.
I was
Oh,
on its
very
trail for a while, but it took interest in something else and disappeared in front of me.
I'm
Are
gonna
you familiar with the little elven creature Lim that sells roses at the crossroads?
I've heard the name, yes. Would that be Lim the Fairy?
Yes, very well could be.
That's as we know him. Why? Did he cause you any trouble?
Uh, well, he seems to be aiding and abetting this quickly. He sold us roses that put everyone to sleep, during which time the quickling, as you say, um, came and stole something very important to one of our party members as well.
I'm gonna pop up at that. Yeah, just also a quick question. Do you know if this quickling perhaps reads the things that it steals?
We've yet to catch it to find out.
Yeah, but if
Has
you
it
were to
said a word
guess,
to us?
would a quickling read the things it steals?
Do they read? Is it intelligent?
Is it curious?
Yeah, it does appear to be sentient. Yes, I don't know whether or not their kind can read, or read in common or any other known languages, but I suppose it's possible.
Okay, thank you. I'll pop back down.
Although I imagine if they could read, they would do so quite fast.
I'll go back up. I'm sorry, what? You think they could read a whole entire life's worth of a journal, diary, very, very fastly?
Everything they do is
It's quick, because they're
sped
quickling.
up.
Yeah, okay. Do you think they would, like... Ooh. I need to sit back down. I'll pop back down.
Clearly, this quickling stole something very important to one of our group.
Yes, clearly.
Lim the Fairy, I believe, is in cahoots with the quickling.
That would explain a few things if he's been putting people to sleep.
Please continue. I would explain.
Well, just when the Tranquil Hourglass was stolen from our leader, the ones meant to guard it drifted off. And that would, I'm sure, put their minds at ease to know that it was the result of some sort of magic. Although magic of that kind does not typically affect those of elven descent, as you would know. You'll find this object a bit of a special case.
The hourglass.
Yes, it is quite the pride of our village.
So there is thought that the hourglass put the guards to sleep, not something else.
It was something that had been tossed around, but if it were Lim, that would make, and if you were capable of doing such a thing, that would seem to be the more likely option.
Well, I did not fall asleep myself, so...
Well, are you elven?
Partly so.
Well, then you know typically our kind are not capable of being put to sleep magically.
Is he an elf?
Yes, he does appear to be. although the Tranquil Hourglass is a magical item that allows for deeper meditation among our kind, something more akin to sleep. It is quite a spiritual experience, and it would make sense if it reduced our resistance to sleep.
Is this something that does so only voluntarily, or even against the will?
It has only ever been used used by those who wish to experience it. They enter into the elven meditative state, where we dream and are drawn deeper by the magic of the hourglass. It's yet to be tried on any who are not purely wood elven.
And so is this village, this Mordir, is it Mordir? What is the name of the village?
Ismarius.
Ismarius.
Ismarius is our home.
Is a village of wood elves.
Yes. Is that peculiar to you?
No, simply the fact that it is homogeneous, I suppose would be the word. That is a mostly of one race.
Yes. Well, we are isolated for the most part.
Follow-up question.
Although,
Why do you wear a mask? It's kind of suspicious.
this, and he just pulls it down to his neck. Oh, just to remain hidden more easily.
Hidden from...
Hidden from hopefully the quickling.
So if I...
as I can't quite win in a foot race.
I believe the concern is if individuals know there is sneakiness about, and then someone shows up in a mask, then the concern is that the individual in the mask is part of the sneakiness, no?
Oh, of course.
He looks at Lyra.
Naturally. That is why I stepped into the road and made my presence known. So as to assuage, although your friend, was he with you?
Just as they are clear, I mean, we're still riding on, like,
you guys
hanging on the back of the carriage, right? Like on the back step, I guess, hanging on.
Yeah.
Just clearly, we are attempting to run down a quickling because we know no other option to find the thing other than to go in the direction where the thing has gone.
Well, I would wish you luck with that if I thought that would make a difference.
Well, do you have a better idea?
Well, we've been trying a number of things. We tried outrunning it with horses. We tried surprising it, trapping it. It's proved elusive.
Have you tried
Quicklings are...
asking it nicely?
Quicklings are cursed creatures. I'm simply giving context for the peculiarities. They were once a fairy race, or members of one, until one day they got on the bad side of a Fey royal who sped them up in just about every way. They live almost as if we are in slow motion. So all of their speech is not quite intelligible, at least
So
unless they try to make it.
if we come across this quickling, we need to speak super duper fast, and then it will hear us at a normal pace, and then we can ask nicely, please give us our stuff back, and I really need that journal, thank you, kind of that situation. And then, you know, it'll be like, wow, thank you for asking nicely, and then it will give me back my journal.
We hadn't as of yet attempted that, no.
Okay.
But
I would
I
note that
suppose it's
down, but I
possible.
can't. Okay.
Nothing we have tried has worked. I got close to it today, but it seems it got wind of your passing and decided to make haste in
Okay.
your direction.
I have an idea.
I assume
Lyra,
it got wind from Lim, the fairy.
What was that?
you can go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
John.
Lar. No, Desiel just said, I assume it got wind from Lim, the fairy.
It would seem so.
Lyra will go over to Tempest and be like, can I borrow some paints and maybe a giant paper or something I can write a message on?
Tempest like vaguely turns to you over her shoulder, and like the sacred flame that she used to burn off the flowers is still like minorly like flicking off her robes, and she looks to you and she is so ticked off. Like
Now this whole time she has just been every 58,
yeah, and these
59
are not
seconds.
nice slaps. These are like
Do you want me to take over the slapping or? No, okay. I'm sure I can find something by myself.
she'll take a deep breath and just throw you a sketchbook, and my satchel should be on my bunk.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna construct a sign. Maybe put pieces of paper together to make my sign look bigger, and write on it. I was gonna say something really stupid. Write on it fastly, but write on it. Please give back journal. Thank you. And just tape it to the side of the carriage, or like put a dagger in it, and stick it to the side.
Sure.
Should be
Kinda
glue in there.
Okay, thank you. I'll glue it to the side then.
All right, so you walk with the carriage, or you're like holding it on till it sets.
Yeah.
Now
Desiel
Emnil,
just
you
shrugs at the wood elf.
yes, Emnil, you continue running. I presume for the rest until the spell runs out, and you do not get back within that 1,000 feet over the course of the spell.
As soon as I feel the spell end, I'm gonna like take a breather for a second. Fuck, why did I do this? I'm gonna take my shield because it has the light on it. I'm gonna have my shield in hand. Basically, just look around. Can I try to see if I can feel them like coming behind me? Like, can I hear the horses or?
Yeah, if you slow up, after not too long, you can hear the rattling of the carriage and the clopping of horses and the periodic smack of Tempest's hands against the side of the horse.
Shit. Okay. I am going to recast light because at this point, probably. Actually, it's now. But it's okay. But instead of taking out my glaive, I'm actually, so that I can keep the shield up, I'm going to take out one of my only javelin. And I'm going to be holding the javelin and the shield. If anything comes close to me, I'm just going to chuck a javelin.
Yeah.
Basically,
You have your light up. Although the sun still seems to hover, producing plenty of light just on the edge of the horizon. Even while you're walking. Although the light does kind of cast into the shadows that the denser areas of foliage provide. And you're going to let the carriage kind of slowly catch up to you?
I mean, I guess there's nothing else that I could do. So I'm just going to stand my ground.
Ooh, if I see you
Back
at
of the
a,
carriage.
I was just gonna say, if I see you in a hostile position once we approach, I'll kind of like get off the carriage and roll over to you and be like, Amnio, we're gonna try to negotiate with it. No one has, try to ask nicely. So I made a big sign and said, please give us our stuff back. Thank you. So I think that will really work. But if you're kind of like being very hostile and like, I'm gonna poke you, it probably won't give us our stuff back. So if you could just,
Um, I appreciate the effort. I don't think that's gonna be terribly useful at the moment. It fucking disappeared. Did you guys see the weird hooded thing? Did it attack you? Did it do anything to you?
Oh yeah, no, he's
I
chilling in the
forgot.
back. He's quite nice. Wood elf fella. I don't know. Yeah. But just, negotiations first, stabbing later, okay? Just keep that in mind. Think about it. I think if we just ask nicely, it will work. So,
How are we gonna negotiate with something we can't even keep up with?
That's
we
exactly my
talk
gonna say.
really fast.
Lyra, how important is this journal to you?
It
Because
is.
we can buy you another journal in town.
Listen, it's not about the journal itself. It is what's in that journal. If just imagine every thought that has ever crossed your mind was in one place, and now that I'm saying that out loud, that seems like a really bad idea, but it's done, it's out there, it's in one location. It's probably not the best thing to just be out there, right? Every thought.
I look forward to recovering this journal
Well,
for you.
yeah, I'm sure.
You said that the hooded creature was an elf? It's
Oh.
with you guys?
Yeah, hey, Eldia, Elidia.
Hello, and he hops off and jogs around the front of the carriage. Yes, I'm Elidir. I didn't mean to cause you any harm or distress. I'm hunting the same creature you are, it seems.
I see. No, you didn't cause any harm or distress. I just was focused on more pressing matters. It was futile, apparently. And I immediately switched to Elvish, and I go, no, but really, what is that way? Is there a town, a settlement, a cave, anything?
I'll respond in Elvish. Yeah, what's that way?
Yes, indeed. That seems to be
I'll
the
translate
way
for
the,
Tempest.
Crippling way.
They're talking about what that way is, if you don't know.
Thank you, Pep. And I said, someone here is inclusive. And she'll slap the horse again.
He continues speaking in common. Yes, there's my home, is Marius. A village in the trees. I think you will find it a very welcoming place. Although we don't get many visitors, you are the second set to travel through here in as many days.
It's interesting. You don't get many travelers, yet you have a sign pointing to your village back at the crossroads.
Well,
Seems
we're
like
not-
it would lend to travelers visiting. Is it a standoffish kind of place that doesn't like travelers?
well, we don't go out of our way to interact with many other people. Although those who come to our village are received well.
Regardless of lineage.
Oh, of course. We have at one point or another seen all kinds.
Like all kinds?
I guess I can't preclude the possibility that there are some we have not seen. I don't recall in the history of the town a minotaur for passing through, but most others.
Even
Okay.
one of me?
And looks either one. And you are?
Well, despite the skin, my hair is blue. I am a Genasi. At least that's what my grandfather says. I don't know. The blue hair could just be like a genetic thing. I don't need to breathe though, so like.
Ah, good to know. Yes, we have seen our fair share of many elementals. Of a
Fascinating. I've never met
of a
one of you
genie
before.
lineage. Well, they are, shall we say, more abundant here than they are in other places.
Okay, the question is, what the hell are we gonna do about this?
We negotiate.
I mean, in the end, it
Fast.
stole a book and a purse, which was soon to be empty anyway.
Oh, he stole a
Yes,
purse.
but
Yes, he did.
who cares? The point is not what he stole, is that he did steal it. I mean,
Maybe.
if you, and I look over at Lyra and I go, if you want to just let it go, sure, but it seems like it was important to you.
I mean, I definitely do not want to let it go, but as our elven friend has said, they've tried to surprise it, to ambush it, all sorts of methods, and they haven't worked, but they haven't tried asking nicely. So,
Yes, but this comes back to our main point. I don't know if anyone sees that. Is that we have to encounter this creature in order to talk to it. But if we
Indeed,
cannot
and once
keep up
again-
with it, we can't encounter it. And I can run pretty fast, but I don't think I can run that fast.
oh,
and once
Well,
again,
it has
our
to be
friend
around
Pep
here
is
somewhere.
the intelligent
Tempest.
one.
What if we make a couple of I forgot his name. Gerard. Is that what we
Gerard?
need? Yeah. Can you make a couple
I
Gerards
mean, they all have
and
different names.
okay, well, can you make some of your friends and have them, I don't know, say some messages in the woods about negotiations, please, thank yous, and then send them out on their way, and maybe our quickling friend will hear one and be like, those people seem reasonable, we can just negotiate.
Perhaps just ask him when you are done reading the book. If you would return it to us, there will be a reward.
Do you think that will work?
Seems, I mean, it
What?
seems like he reads very quickly, so perhaps.
What's in the book, Lyra? Why would he take your book instead of your coin purse?
I
That
don't,
doesn't make any sense.
honestly, that really doesn't make any sense. I don't know, maybe,
Perhaps he's curious, and knowledge is more important to him than coin.
we need to find him.
I mean, knowledge is power, you know. It's more valuable than coin. Unfortunately, knowledge often costs coin, and that is a conundrum. But if coin is not the matter, then the knowledge itself is very powerful. Or can be, I suppose, depends on the knowledge. I'm sure nothing in your journal would be of.
This thing has to be around here somewhere. It's not like it can just run forever. It targets people around this town.
That's the
Yes.
good point. There's a reason it's staying near the town for no reason. Like there has to be a reason why it's staying around. If it was a thief, why would it just take things and leave? You know.
Do you guys have any notion about how far 1,000 feet is?
Jess is about a fifth of a mile for those of us who
Feet.
use standard measurements.
That have walked 1,000 steps.
Well, it is not
Oh, that-
that from us. I give a very annoyed-looking smile.
Others may think 1,000 feet would be more or less like a little over 300 meters, 330 meters.
304.8.
There you go.
Unless we have something this thing wants, it's not going to come meet us. I mean, it was able to come into our cart, rob us before Tempest and Desiel was able to do anything.
What if?
Yeah, well, I was in the front of the cart, the carriage, to be honest, and those in
But
the
that's
cart
still
were
an
apparently
incredible
sleeping.
amount of speed. No.
Oh, yes, it's very quick.
I mean,
It's very aptly named, a quickling. Apparently, if something does something, you take what it does well and you put a ling at the end. That is a very apt descriptor.
Quick question. How is, and I probably should have discussed this previously, what is your position on revenge? Because at this current moment, I am very annoyed and very inclined to wait for the night, turn back, and beat the shit out of that fucking kid.
okay. I'm gonna
No, he's just a poor orphan.
I'm just gonna ask Amnion to like lean over so I can whisper in your ear. Just a second. Listen. I'm okay with just negotiating, and then you can do whatever you want afterwards. I just really need that book.
I'm going to very quietly mutter to her, yes, however, I do not see a clear path for us to feint this creature back to us, if not to speak to its possible accomplice.
Okay, so we go interrogate an orphan.
I mean,
No, I mean, the truth is, one, the orphan is likely there no more. And two, they played a trick or a game or a con or whatever you want to call it. And they were successful. I mean, congratulations to them.
No, not congratulations to them. Commiserations. Fuck you to them.
I don't know how long you guys have all been traveling, but if we're going to answer every slight on the road, we're going to be on the road for a long time.
This is true. Look, the fact is, orphan or no, I do not believe he's an orphan at all. And now that we know he is a fairy creature, even less so. So this annoys me a bit. But generally, you run across the orphans on the road or whatever, and if they play the trick, if you fall for it, that's on you. This is why I suggest we don't fall for it. But if we do, then we play into their hands and we suffer the consequences.
Sometimes you just get got.
Yeah.
This is true. It's very smart, Mr. Platt.
I can't even make notes of any of this conversation, so it's meaningless.
I'll take
at
out my
this point.
prayer book and hand it to you.
Oh, thank
There you
you. Just open a page.
Now, I would say this. If there is any cause that is just and noble in this situation, it would be attempting to recover this item of value to our wood elf friends. But if our intent is merely to maim and dismember someone who was better at the game than members of our party,
This
then
is
I have no intention of taking part in that. This is not a matter of revenge. You got, you learn. You learn not to get got. That's the way of the world. That's the way of the orphans. That's the way of the streets. You get got, or you get somebody else.
That is.
What orphanage did you grow up in? That's pretty harsh.
An orphanage. That is the life of luxury.
Believe it or not, I have had my pocket picked many, many times. I know it's
Little
surprising, but
Color me surprised.
I don't think that and I've caught a couple of them. It's not necessary for us to, and I kind of point to Aniel, enact revenge on this person.
No. Sometimes you get caught with your hand in the pocket. Sometimes you catch someone else's hand in your pocket. That's the way it is.
I would just like my secrets to stay secret. So after that is dealt with, you guys can do whatever you want. Go crazy. Just.
Well, on that point, if this quickling has read your journal and you want your secrets to stay secrets, there's really only one feasible way we can.
I wasn't gonna say that out loud, Pep. Okay, but you're saying it out loud, making it worse.
No, the best way to keep everything secret
Is to ask
we move
nicely.
very far away from the quickling.
And
Is
to ask
what?
nicely. Ask nicely.
Shit. Or we continue on our way and we never meet the quickling again, or the journal, and nobody ever learns anything about your secrets.
Or
Ali,
we take the journal and kill him.
What is the elf doing? Like, what is his reaction to this conversation?
He's walking. Are you guys now back on the carrot? I guess I should have asked.
I think we're like
You know,
standing
walking-
around.
I mean, if the carriage
Or
is moving, then I guess we're
around.
back on.
Okay.
I figured that I stopped and everybody stopped where I was.
Okay, that
I
works
That's what
too.
I thought too.
Moving.
Yeah, that's what I had thought. But
Okay.
yeah.
That works.
So he is just standing or walking a little bit behind you, kind of separated, and just kind of arms crossed, listening, just taking in everything you're saying. You could
Look,
roll me a-
revenge. Revenge is a poor motivation to do anything,
No, we're
at
not doing
this
this for
moment,
revenge.
in my opinion.
I agree.
Severely disagree.
No, we're just.
Revenge has its place, but in this situation, not so much. But if there is a thing which is valuable to our wood elven friends, and they need our help, so much so, and he kind of lowers his voice, so much so they'd be willing to reward us for our help, then I would certainly be inclined to help our wood elven friends of
Is my
Is Marius?
Marius.
Marius.
But you know, there's no need to attempt to take our frustrations out on the silly fairy creature.
I'm all for helping our elven friend, but he seems to point out that he doesn't have an idea on how to encounter this.
No, my idea would be if they had a general idea of where to start, then apparently Amnael can locate things. If we could get within range of Amnael's spell, then we could search for the journal and go from there.
Is Marius?
If we have
Sorry.
no idea where to start, then that is a terrible plan.
Ali dear, does your village Ismarius have anything more valuable than an hourglass, or maybe something just a little bit less valuable that we could lure this creature with and then track it? Once it's stolen the object. Yes. We trap it into negotiations.
You're suggesting we bait it.
Into negotiations, yes.
Yes. There are a number of trinkets and objects of interest that people own. I suppose we could see if any would be temporarily willing to part with them.
Okay.
Well, and if this is the case, then I suppose it'd be worth trying to, if we could get a hold of the fey creature, the little fairy, and using Lim to contact the quickling. Assuming Lim isn't the quickling, I don't know. But we could attempt to find Lim if it's to lure the quickling. But I would not expect Lim to still be at the crossroads, to be honest. That's a question, Mr. Eladir. Do you happen to know where, is it Mr.? I don't know. Eladir. My friend Eladir, do you happen to know where Lim tends to reside, where they could be found?
Lim is a strange creature. He travels around, but always seems to end up in the same places. That being somewhere near the entrance to our village. I don't quite know how to answer your question. He's typically found near the roads when we see him. He comes and goes as he pleases, and always has.
Do I believe him?
don't know. Make an insight check.
23.
23? Yeah. He seems honest.
Well, whatever we choose to do, I don't think we can make anything without some sort of preparations. Um, do you think we can get to Asmarius before it gets too late? I guess not before nightfall, but perhaps.
Oh, I believe we could get there with within the hour. I don't believe nightfall will be much of a concern.
So,
Well, do we have a deal on the table though? Like Desiel said.
I am not in the position to be offering these sorts of things. Um, that would better be either the leader of the village or my scout leader Toros. Um, but Ziliana, sorry, Lady Elise, um, would be better prepared to negotiate.
the way I see it is worst case scenario, we get no deal, no leads, and we just head away to Yathal anyways. Which, if we did, I'm not saying we will, Lyra. 1 second. Just go with me. We're still headed the way that we were intending. Best case scenario, we take a small detour, recuperate the book, and we go on our merry way. I think we should at least head to the town for the night to doze off.
Okay. Just a moment. I'm gonna go back to the carriage and write another message of like, please, 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 like in all caps, return the journal. Thank you, thank you. And like stick it to a tree with like a dagger or whatever I can poke to keep it there. Maybe some glue. And that's it.
What did he say? What did they say their direct scout leader's name was?
That was Toros.
Taurus.
Toross.
Right. Well, at the very least, Eladir, if we go and visit your village, one, are we welcome? Two, can we arrange for an audience with one of these individuals? And three, whether or not we come to an arrangement to help your village, would we find hospitality for the evening, at the least?
Oh, of course. All visitors are welcome, the few that pass through. I believe just now they should be the preparing the meal for preparing the evening for the other two visitors that are still with us. And I don't suppose it would be too difficult to add you to the table.
Do you have accommodations, someplace for us to keep our horses and the wagon?
Oh, yes, there we have um, animal keepers who can look after your horses quite well. We don't have any sort of barn or storage space for your carriage, but the horses would be well taken care of.
Very well. By any chance, the two, you haven't seen a couple of elven women by the name of Patrice and Alexia, have you?
The names don't ring a bell.
Yeah, very well. Are you able to share any information about the two that are there?
I don't see why not. They are human, or at least appear so. They mostly keep to themselves. Um, they wear black and gray, rather unusually dark, damp, not damp, matte clothing. They appear very uh, drawn in. In fact, the only reason they have stayed thus far is because they had something of theirs stolen, some important scroll on their passage through. And I don't know what else it is you wish to know.
No. That's, you don't know their names by any chance, do you?
They have not shared names, no. Not the most outgoing people.
Very well. Well then, by all means, lead the way. Assuming everybody is on board with visiting the village and seeing where this goes.
Might as well.
No. There we go. Well, lead the way, my friend Elidir.
Of course. And we'll continue on for about another half an hour or so. All the time, the path kind of slowly getting smaller and smaller, the trees a little denser, until before long you hear carried on the wind the sound of people singing, of flutes and of higher pitched celebration. That would be the songs of the songs of Ismarius. That means the meal is nearly ready to be served.
Okay, what's for dinner?
No, who's to say? The gatherers bring back something different. Mostly mushrooms, plants that they have foraged, berries, things like that.
Okay.
Well,
Very well.
in we go. And he continues to lead you guys into the village, which, as you now are able to see, is made up of kind of a mix of a few buildings on the ground, small kind of thatch buildings, as well as similar buildings up in the taller trees that sprout up with bridges um, and connecting them. Um, and while the sun still lingers in that halfway set state, um, that is where we are going to wrap things up for tonight. Next week, Ismarius awaits.
Can I do one last thing before we finish off?
Sure, go
Sorry.
for it.
It's over.
As we're heading into town, I'll attempt to find a moment where Lyra and myself can be far from the ruckus of the group. I've seen that Pep has given you his book where you can take notes.
I mean, there's a lot of words already in here, but I'm sure I can scribble between the lines.
You've asked me to keep something in confidence for you, so I think it's only fair that I do the same.
Okay.
And I take a very small, maybe like this big, handbook, like a notebook, and I hand it to you. It has a leather, like a black leather outside, and it has a symbol, almost kind of like steam pressed in the front of it, which are basically like three ellipses around a single dot in the middle. It already has some things written on it. which generally people wouldn't really be able to read, but since you do speak the language of the elves, you probably will. But there's still, most of it is empty, so I think you can use it for now. And if you do read it, what's in it, please keep us in our confidence, shall you?
Um, yeah, do you not want me to read it? Because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the curiosity is killing me. You're literally giving me like a puzzle or a trap in my hands, and I feel like I'm about to fail a test. But if you don't want me to read it, I won't.
It's okay, as long as you don't spread the word about it too much. I just know what it is. I know how it feels like to have something that you really, really like and then no longer having it. So I want to try to make it a little bit less of a pain or alleviate your annoyance for the moment.
Thank you, Amniel. This means a lot. And whatever I read, because I probably will read it, I'll keep us between us.
It's all right. Thank you. And I will send you what's written on it later.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was it.
No problem. Does anyone have anything else before we wrap up?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
The only thing is, next week we're not gonna have a stream, right?
Yes.
Next
Yes.
week we do have a stream.
Yes. So
Join
next
us at our
week.
regularly scheduled time for a little special surprise.
There we
Yes.
go.
So we will not be live here for you, but we have something a little more holiday flavored come next week. So join us here. We will not be here, but we will have been there. And
We may be here watching with you.
Yes, that's
just
also
will be
Sure.
screen.
Yeah.
And then the Wednesday between Christmas and New Year's, we will be
Back.
picking
Yes,
right back
we'll
up where we
back-
left off in
Yep.
Ismarius.
Ismarius, yes.
Ismarius.
In the meantime, everyone enjoy the holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that.
Happy Festivus for the rest of us,
Sure.
Yes.
Seinfeld
Happy
fans.
festivities.
And bye-bye.
See ya.
See you next week.
Bye.
Stay safe. Have fun.
In a way.
See you soon.
In a way.